Hey Tyro. Hey Prince. Uh Prince, on my screen Tyro is first. But you have the number one crown. I don't know what that means, so. Hey Epic. Yeah, I'm number one. Right. I feel like this part of the screen is really bright. Hey Rose. Hey Abby. Hey Dan, got a question. Do you have full boxes of Pokemon packs? I don't have many left. I think I might have Battle Styles, but um I really don't have that much sealed product left. Damn, just started and the page meter already at a 9. It hasn't been at a 10 since before the election. We don't have 10s nowadays. How's everybody doing? You get experience on here now. How do I evolve? I don't know. There was some dude, Lil Maga, in RJ's live earlier. He was worse than Hoodlum. Oh God. Just popping in, wanted to see a friendly face today. Hey, Anwarn. Hope you're doing well. Betsy Ross back there making you another One Piece flag. That's so funny. Hey, Antoine. Okay. Hey, Josh. All right, we should be good for an on-time departure today. Got 15 minutes. I'm going to survey my face, but we're also going to finish a clip I was watching earlier. Hey, Neely. Hey, Mariah.
To an aircraft carrier. You don't turn an aircraft carrier on a dime. It takes a mile of open ocean. This is the biggest turn in that wheel that we would have had in generations. And this is the first of a number of steps. This is a key point. This is not the only reconciliation bill. We're going to have a second budget reconciliation bill that follows after this, and we're beginning next week the appropriations process, which is the spending bills for government. And you're going to see a lot of the DOGE cuts and a lot of this new fiscal restraint reflected in what Congress does next. So stay tuned. This is not the end-all be-all. I tell my friends, my fellow fiscal hawks, we've got to get our fiscal house in order, and this is an incredibly and historic first start.
Mr. Speaker, if the big, beautiful bill does add to the debt, will President Trump own that?
It's not going to add to the debt, but I can tell you that President Trump is laser focused on two primary things: delivering on his campaign promises and the America First agenda, which is what a record number of 77 million voters, popular votes, requested and demanded and gave us a mandate to do. But he's also concerned, as I am, as Ron Johnson is, as Rand Paul is, as all of us are, about the nation's debt. And he and I talk about this frequently, and he is excited about changing that trajectory. That President Trump, I think, can be the most consequential president of the modern era because he has these opportunities to do these big things. The One Big Beautiful Bill is a big first step to provide relief for the American people, to give everybody more take-home pay, more money in their pocket. and to change the trajectory of the country. And again, it's the first of a number of steps, and President Trump is committed to doing this.
Mr. Speaker, the Joint Committee on Taxation, the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, the Tax Foundation, the Penn Wharton budget model all say this will add trillions of dollars to the deficit. Are you really telling the American people this will not add one penny to the debt and deficit? You can guarantee that?
I am telling you, this is going to reduce the deficit. I mean, you cite some of these figures. Do you know what their economic growth projections are? The Committee for Responsible Budgeting, they're not even, I don't think they're assuming any economic growth. I mean, that's not realistic. A lot of these groups use what they call static scoring and not dynamic scoring. Dynamic scoring, in layman's terms, is reality. That we are going to spur on tremendous economic growth here. And so you're going to have a higher job participation number in the economy. You're going to have higher wages. You're going to have more jobs provided. And in addition to that, the president's extraordinary policies are producing great things for the country. The tariff policy that was so controversial in the beginning is having an extraordinary effect on the U.S. economy. It's going to bring more jobs, billions of dollars of investment, trillions of dollars of investment back to the U.S. All these things are working in tandem. And I'm telling you, just wait. We'll have plenty of time for this to all shake out before the next election cycle, the mid-year for Congress, and everyone will see they're going to be doing a lot better for that election.
All right, let's move on to Medicaid now. As you know, that's a big part of the debate as well. Here's what the American Hospital Association is warning. It writes, quote, the sheer magnitude of the level of reductions to the Medicaid program alone will impact all parties. Hospitals, especially in rural and underserved areas, will be forced to make difficult decisions about whether they will have to reduce services, reduce staff, and potentially consider closing their doors. Republican Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri calling this a hospital tax, Mr. Speaker. So does the House bill put rural hospitals and, frankly, the most vulnerable Americans at risk?
No, and you can underscore what I'm about to tell you. There are no Medicaid cuts in the big, beautiful bill. We're not cutting Medicaid. What we're doing is strengthening the program. We're reducing fraud, waste, and abuse that is rampant in Medicaid to ensure that program is essential for so many people, ensure that it's available for the most vulnerable. It's intended for young, single pregnant women and the disabled and the elderly. But what's happening right now is you have a lot of people, for example, young men, able-bodied workers who are on Medicaid. They're not working when they can. That drains resources from the people.
We're not cutting Medicaid. We're just making less people have it.
That need it most. And so what we're doing here is an important and frankly heroic thing to preserve the program so that it doesn't become insolvent. This is not going to hurt rural hospitals. There's a lot of flexibility built into this. They keep saying that 7.6 million people is the figure that that is supposedly going to be affected by this. But when you look at those numbers and you break them down, this is high on public opinion polling. You're talking about 1.4 million illegal aliens that are receiving Medicaid right now. They're not entitled to that. This is for U.S. citizens in those vulnerable populations. There's about 4.8 million people that they're referring to that are able-bodied workers. If you are able to work and you're not, and you are riding on the public wagon, you need to help pull it. And by the way, Kristen, this is no draconian requirement. All we're requiring in the legislation is 20 hours a week. You can volunteer in your community, you can be in a job training program, or you can get to work. And this is my message to young men around the country who are taking advantage of the system. It is abusing the system. We're going to fix that. And
As a reminder, we're not even talking about like food stamps or welfare. We're talking about Medicaid. We're literally talking about just people's health care. So is there like this vast army of able-bodied men that are staying unemployed so that they have Medicaid? Where is he getting this?
I'm telling you, that is a very popular thing among the American people because it comports with common sense.
Well, let's talk about that 4.8 million number. That is a CBO number, by the way, which estimates how many people would lose Medicaid if this bill were to go into law. The CBO.
No, wait, hold on. They don't, Kristen, they don't.
Wait,
Okay.
let me make my point, and then I'll let you make your point. I think it's important to point out the CBO is not saying specifically those 4.8 million are engaging in fraud. They say many will lose coverage because of paperwork, red tape, or failing and falling short of the new rules. So just let me ask you directly, do you
Damn. First time chat. Hello, Dan. And then 2 racist comments in a row. The fuck? Account created 4 minutes ago. Oh, this is a ban evader. Sorry, y'all. Have to take out the trash on Twitch.
have any actual proof that these people are engaging in fraud? Millions of Americans, as you say.
This is a very important distinction. Those 4.8 million people will not lose their Medicaid.
We all heard him not even come close to answering that question, right? Is there actual proof of fraud? And then his sentence was about just another thing.
Unless they choose to do so. I will go into any town hall in any district in America and explain what this is, and every single person will nod their heads and go, oh, that makes sense. You're telling me that you're going to require the able-bodied, these young men, for example, okay, to only work or volunteer in their community for 20 hours a week, and that's too cumbersome for them? I'm not buying it. The American people are not buying it. This is a new requirement. It should have been put in a long time ago. And the people who are complaining that these people are going to lose their coverage because they can't fulfill the paperwork, this is minor enforcement of this policy, and it follows common sense. When people work, when able-bodied young men work, it's good for them, for their dignity, their purpose, and it's good for the community they're in. If you can't find a job, then volunteer in your community for
Okay, I'm just gonna start the live. I don't want to finish whatever. Going on? Lyndon is like preventing her from crocheting properly. Or not crocheting. What is it? Needlepoint? Cross stitch? Embroidery. Embroidery. Sorry. Lyndon is the goat. Lyndon would be an adorable goat. Can you get a pet goat, Dan? I don't think so. I mean, I'm sure it's legal in Florida. You can get a pet anything in Florida. But I got a headache from listening to Mike Johnson. No, for real. Okay, let me open up TikTok. How is he going to get LeBron as a pet? Oh, you own a tiger in Florida? I don't know. But maybe. All right, we're gonna get started on TikTok. Already. All right. Shadow Puppets. I am Malik. Thank you. All right, we are going to get started. And did you post it? Mariah, thank you. Oh my God. W's in the chat for Mariah. I was definitely going to forget. Hold up. Nice save.
W. Mariah.
And where's the right flag? It's folded over there. I got to put it up. I need a step stool because I'm a short king.
Happy Pride, everyone.
Happy Pride.
Let's debate Dan.
Let's debate. What are we going to debate? Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. We're going to get started shortly. Y'all can do me a favor and just tap the screen. Send your daily heart me if you have it.
Hey Dan, Mock, and chat.
Share the live. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hey Dan. Glorious communism.
Glorious communism. I'm not equipped to debate communism right now.
Glad you're feeling better.
Thank you.
Hey,
I
chat.
appreciate that. Welcome in, everybody. We're going to get started very, very soon. Just posted.
Adlin underscore Manuel
the
underscore
video.
Mariah. Hey. Hi, I am here.
Hey, Flacalda. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Hey, Clobug.
Yo, you. Hey Dan, hey chat.
Hey, Abby. Hey, everyone. Here on a Sunday. Yeah, we changed the schedule. We're Thursday to Sunday
Tap,
now.
follow and share the live.
Thursday to Sunday. Thank you, Caffeine.
Share the live. Tap, tap, tap. Send your heart me, exclamation mark. Hey guys. Hey Epic.
Oh, damn. I just got tagged in some cheese, man.
Plug walk.
We're not doing that right now.
Hi Melk and Mock.
Why tease though?
Ooh.
I mean, it's like not political related. All right, I'll read it. Why
At
not?
caffeine.
What's he gonna do? He's in jail.
At caffeine,
Hold on.
Milk and Mock is good. Taco night. Dan. I have TPTSD.
Oh wait, did he take it down?
Pizza. Oh. Jail? This is good chisme.
This is a good chisme.
Yeah, I wonder who this is about.
Okay, it says.
Oof LMAO.
Hey, I saw. Okay, I'm just reading posts from a video I was tagged in. Okay, I'm just reading a TikTok post. Hey, saw your most recent video. Just wanted to say that I am the person who sent the police after Peyton. I like your video and I like how you presented the questions. I am the one who had all the court
Hello, everyone.
documents that had now been leaked. I am the original source. Peyton owes me hundreds of dollars, but he ghosted me and the other friend
Oh.
that was the co-signer for his bail.
What's up, Dan? Great to see you again on
She
stream.
was
Hope all is good
responsible-
and hope headache is gone.
Hey, Roberto.
Dan,
Let me turn off the text to speech.
did we vote on the post Dino option?
Hey, Kaveen. Okay, so this is from BZB's TikTok. Okay, I'm just reading it. He ghosted me and the other friend that were the co-signer for his bail. She was responsible for him attending his hearing, but he dropped all contact and we had no idea where he was. Time goes by, and I hear he's telling some bullshit lie about how he was falsely accused and how he didn't deserve it. By that point, I was blocked, and the other friend involved with his bail hadn't heard anything from him. He was with family while he was in Georgia, and while I don't know that whole situation with them, they contacted me asking if I had heard from him because they were getting mail. Oh, it's cut off. Hold on. In 2022. Okay. We had driven up to visit them a couple times while we were together. As of right now, I don't know what that relationship is like, but I personally don't think there's much of one left. I'm also not sure why the whole time it was quite a fever dream, if I'm being honest, but the bill was set at $900. It was quite hard to get that, and because he was detained in Georgia, and I lived in Florida, I couldn't be the person to get him out. So he was notified, shocker. Yeah, I mean, hey Annie. So the 900 actually is consistent with Brendo's video. I think Brendo's video was that the bail bondsman requires around 10%. I guess in this case it was 9% of the bail up front. But anyway, I'm literally just reading the video I was tagged in. I have no interest in talking about that today. We are going to be talking about what's the Jaden Smith line? The political and economic reality of our time. Hold on, what's the Jaden Smith meme? I drove from Central Florida to Georgia in 7 hours. Jaden Smith. Political, economic state of the world. Yeah, we're going to talk about the political and economic state of the world. Hey, Coffee. I forgot about that meme.
I am very happy that I spent my childhood with more adults than I did with kids my own age, because I was picking up more things from adults than I were from kids my own age. And I look and I go around sometimes and I hang out with other people that are my age, and they're just kind of just selfie. I'm just like, dude, like, oh my God, like, can we talk about like the political and economic state of the world right now? Can we talk about what's going on with the environment? Can we talk about other things? And don't worry, I like to turn up, I like to flex, I like to play songs loud and jump in the crowd in Atlanta, but you know, I'm always looking for that next thing. I'm not satisfied at just like a party.
What is it? You know, like there are more memeable moments in there besides the political and economic state of the world. Like when he says like what his friends are like, and he's like, ugh, and then the guy's like, bro, what was that? What is that interview? All right, hey everybody. Have you discussed Ukraine attacks yet? No, I haven't. Why did he scream? I don't know. I have no explanation. They were super weird kids. I didn't really follow them too much. I didn't always said crap for subscribers. No, that's relatively new. It's radio interview. LOL. Gotta exaggerate for listeners. Oh, I see. All right. Thank you everybody for the heart me's. If you guys are here for the first time, thank you so much for joining. We're live Thursdays to Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern, doing live political debates, political discussions, and fact checks. We also try to be live for all major political events. So if you like this content, drop a follow, tap the screen. For anyone that sent a gift or sub so far, I really appreciate it, but nobody has to gift or sub. All I'm asking is that you just make sure you're following. We are on the cusp of 100,000 followers, and it's going to be a very fun event when we hit it. So make sure you double check next to your name or next to my name, see if there's a follow button. All right, we are going to go to our first guest momentarily. Oh, we're so close again. Is there a taco gift? We need to make that something. Yeah, there's a few. What's it called? There's a few sounds we really need to add at some point. No more Dino vote. Yeah, we have so much trouble getting MAGA guests at all now. Like to have them voted off, we're just never gonna have any guests. Did you see the chicken wing SNL skit Trump did back in the day? That could be a sound. You know what's insane about that, Krista? Not only did I see it, I've been looking for it ever since he started running for president, and I couldn't find a good clip because that's been stuck in my head like loosely for over a decade now. Trump, you know our wings will make you happy. Trump in something something will fill you up. They claim they got rid of it. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that was removed from the internet when he started running for president. So, like, it used to be that every episode of The Apprentice was just available on YouTube because they never bothered with copyright claims on that show. Because I don't think they ever like released it on a streaming service. So it was just on YouTube on some dude's channel. I even remember the channel. It was Man Ray or Mant Ray 0. And then Trump starts running for president and all gone. Thanks, Obama. Yeah. All right. There's nobody in the box. I guess we'll just call it. See you guys later. The episodes are all on Peacock. Yeah, but Peacock didn't exist back then, I don't think. There was another one that that was always stuck in my head too, which was Al Sharpton's Casa de Sushi. Anyone ever see that one? Al Sharpton. Oh, and you mean SNL? Okay, I thought you meant The Apprentice. Okay, that makes more sense. Al Sharpton's Casa de Sushi in the city. I can't remember what city it was. Anyway, sorry, the brain rot's getting really bad. Brain rot's getting bad, chat. All right, what are we doing? No guess. Hey, if you're MAGA, why? Are we shadow fruited? I don't know. It could also be. Is Compton from the original song or from the SNL version? What do you think about all of the Bernie going on that podcast discourse? I mean, we didn't watch the whole thing, but we watched like the bad clips, and I mean, I think he's giving old white man. It said popular live when I joined. Not popular enough, I guess. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're mowing a fence outside. I don't know what those sounds are. Still says popular. MAGA following Trump and chickening out. YouTube watch Donald Trump's 2004 SNL skit that's been missing from the show's DVD. It's getting harder and harder to defend Trump's actions. We're running low on MAGA nowadays. Yeah, we might have to change the format of the show. Maybe just do like news or reactions or something, because we're like, I mean, why would they ever come up? What can they possibly say? Like, hey, yeah, I know he's just going to add to the debt and not reduce it. And I know like he's cutting Medicaid and Medicare and Social Security. And like, I know like he's violating human rights and doesn't give a fuck about the Constitution. And like he made a lot of promises about ending wars and then never did any of that. Like he's really tall. Like I just don't know what they'll say. What's the schmovement? What are we doing here? In other lives, they just yell uncontrollably. It's never an actual debate. Wait, why is Dynavote gone? Because we can't even get a person to vote off. We gotta define tall. 2 inches shorter than Obama.
Cock-a-doodle-doo, folks. I'm Donald Trump. And there's two things in the world I love. A good deal and a good meal. Join me at Donald Trump's House of Wings. Trump, you know our wings will make you happy. Trumpy, you know our wings will fill you up. Trump, if you want a place with awesome chicken wings, yeah. Donald Trump's House of Wings.
I mean this sincerely. That might be the best thing he's ever done. Dean and Harry were on Republican Lives yesterday. Maybe that's the move. Maybe we gotta go mega hunting. Are you a Republican? Hell no. Hey, Alter Ego. Damn Simpsons level foreshadowing. He actually looks like he can read the prompter. He actually looks like he can read. Wow, he's literally always had those mannerisms. Yeah, he's always been a bit off. I went one night, it was infuriating. Jokesters have as yourselves have no solutions, just Trump hate. Wait, Dennis, I have a ton of solutions. I'm sending you a request. Come up. Let's talk about them. I will give you the solutions to the problems that you give. Tell me what problems you have with the country, and I will give you the solutions that Democrats are offering.
Solutions. You think that Trump has no solutions? I do believe grocery prices have dropped about, as far as egg prices have dropped 61%. That was a big complaint of the Democrats and the liberals.
Okay. Couple things about that. Number one, the Democrats weren't complaining about eggs. That was Republicans because Biden was in office. Then when he takes office, they skyrocketed, and now they're back to normal. So, I mean, yeah, he did make a problem worse and then fix it, I guess.
Oh, no. Biden killed off 20 million chickens.
Oh.
Do you not watch The View? Do you not watch CNN?
Yeah.
Or
We're gonna look that one up. We're gonna look at that. Biden,
Democrats complain.
20 million chickens. There we go. Here we go. Let's look this one up.
They're saying he's creating new allies in the Middle East.
What the White House meant when it said Biden directed the mass killing of 100 million chickens. At her first White House briefing, Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt made an unusual claim about the inflation that has stung American shoppers for years. Leavitt said egg prices have continued to surge because the Biden administration and the Department of Agriculture directed the mass killing of more than 100 million chickens, which has led to a lack of chicken supply in the country, therefore lack of egg supply, which leading to the shortage. That's not exactly correct, and it needs some context. Those killings are required by the Department of Agriculture to contain the spread of the highly contagious avian flu that has afflicted 100 million birds since 2022, according to the American Farm Bureau Federation. The egg-laying birds either die naturally or are culled to avoid the spread of the deadly disease. It is up to farmers to report an outbreak to state officials and the Department of Agriculture, which will eliminate the impacted flock. Farmers can apply for financial assistance from the USDA if they lose their flocks. So, did you want them to just sell us diseased eggs? Is that what you would have preferred? Dennis? Dennis the Menace? I can't hear you when you're out of the app. You need to return to TikTok.
I'm here. I'm just saying, do you not follow the facts that it occurred under Biden, that it wasn't Trump that drove up the prices? It wasn't his actions.
Well, so
Well, I like that. That's a deep subject. You're good at that.
well, no, I'm going to answer your question.
Okay.
Okay. So something that I don't know if you paid attention before the election, but something that Democrats were talking about before the election was that egg prices are not really determined by the president anyway. It was a big sticking point for Republicans, and that's why we don't care that much that they went up and went down either. It was all because of the avian flu. That's why I wasn't shitting on Trump for having egg prices hit record highs. Just like now they're back to normal. It was based on the flu. Biden didn't give them the flu. Trump didn't give them the flu. That was why it was so weird for us when we saw people not wanting to vote for the second most qualified candidate in history because of egg prices. Didn't make any sense to us.
Right. Also under Trump, though, Dow Jones numbers are up.
Wait, up since when?
became pretty- Well, for the last 2 weeks, the Dow Jones. I think if you have any stocks, your IRA account should be looking
Okay,
pretty good.
let's
right
just take a look at the Dow Jones right now. So, Biden leaves office, right? And where are we now? Red. Look how much lower it is. This is the 6-month chart.
I tell you paint it any color you want to. The Dow is up under Trump right now.
Wait. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Dennis. I should have asked. Can you see the screen? Is your screen on?
Yeah, I'm looking at you.
Okay. So, let's take a look here. This is December. Joe Biden is still president, okay?
Right.
Joe Biden takes office in January, and the Dow Jones is $44,000, right? January 20th. 44,000. We got all the way down to 37,000 we're still lower than when Biden took office.
But where was it when Biden left office?
44,000. We just looked with our eyeballs.
When he left office. When he left office.
When he left office, it was at 44,000. There, I'll zoom in for you. 44,000. See that?
I see it.
It was at 44,000 when he left office. And we got all the way down to 37,000 because of all of these tariff. If you see my caption, Trump always chickens out. So this drop right here was due to tariffs. This spike right here was when he chickened out on the tariffs. This drop right here was due to tariffs. This spike right here was when he chickened out on the tariffs. But anyway, after all of that, we're still $2,000 less. If you want to talk about the Dow Jones, not sure why you even brought up the Dow Jones.
Well, I just know the numbers are going back up. And I know in 5 months of office, I don't believe I don't think he's Jesus Christ. He doesn't walk on water. But I know that your side lost. Y'all can't stand it.
Dennis, can I just remind you what the reason I invited you up? You said that we didn't have any solutions. We just hate Trump, right? That's what you said. So
Right.
I asked you to come up and provide what the problems are that you'd like solutions for. And I'll tell you what the Democrats have for these solutions and how they differ from Trump solutions. Hey, Cloudy.
Well, I believe the Supreme Court just approved the removal of 500,000 illegal immigrants, Venezuelans and others, that the Biden administration allowed into this country. And as far as cuts to Medicare and Medicaid, yes, it's going to affect illegal aliens or those that are here illegally. And so, yeah, there'll be cuts made to that. It's going to make it less, if people come here looking for handouts, whether it be food stamps, Medicaid, Medicare.
Who let the Venezuelans in? I'm sorry. Just real
I
quick.
believe Biden did.
On Trump's last day in office in his first term, Trump grants Venezuelans temporary legal status on his way out.
Let me ask you
If
something.
you're so upset
Dan.
about the Venezuelans, then I don't know why you wouldn't be upset at Trump. So Trump does this thing where
Ask you something else, man.
he'll cause an issue, and then he'll solve it, and then you guys praise him. It's a little
Let me
weird
ask
to
you
me.
something, Dan. Why do you think Biden pardoned him and his family and other people within his administration, gave them full pardons so they could never be prosecuted unless anything's found out by any investigations coming down the pike? It's going to happen.
I am glad to answer that, but we don't do pivots without concessions here. So do you agree that you were wrong about being upset with Biden about the Venezuelans?
I don't. I believe both parties have been. I tell you what, illegal immigration has been around for 30, 40 years. We have laws on the book that if we just enforce the laws, both parties, we wouldn't be in the predicament we're in with illegal immigration right now. So I believe it falls upon both parties.
Do you know what the biggest issue was at the border over the past few years? Do you know why there were so many people at the border?
Well, I know every time I saw an interview of some of these crossings, the people were praising Joe Biden and wearing Joe Biden T-shirts.
Oh, not the Joe Biden T-shirts meme. Okay.
Oh, does that not mean anything?
I first of all, I've never seen anyone wearing a Joe Biden T-shirt in my life. I've seen a lot of Trump T-shirts, but let's put that to the side for a second. That in fact does not mean anything. Somebody wearing a Joe Biden shirt should not be determining who you vote for. That's so weird to me. That the clothing on people's backs. I'd like to look at policy. I'd like to look at what the presidents and the administrations are doing. Right. So the main increase in the number of encounters at the border has to do with the asylum seeking process. Do you agree with that?
I do, and they've been told to basically ask for asylum when they come over here.
Right. So wait, what do you mean by they've been told? Who's telling them?
They've been taught.
They've been taught.
Yeah.
By who?
Liberals, progressives, Democrats.
So
If you
liberals
get
are
caught-
going to wait, hold on. Liberals
if
are
you get
going to
caught-
other countries. Can you just explain this to me? Liberals are going to other countries and telling the citizens of other countries, come to the United States and seek asylum?
If you get caught, tell them that you're seeking asylum.
Okay.
You're trying to tell me 14 million people came into this country in the last 3 to 4 years under
That's
Biden.
not even. Wait, that's not even
All
true.
these-
That's not even true. That's not even what the Department of Homeland Security estimates that the total number of undocumented immigrants in this country is 11 to 15 million. Where are you getting 14 million in 4 years?
Well, I guess
Like,
get my.
it's probably
stats-
14 million
Oh, I don't
total
agree.
in 40
Would
years.
you- hey, Dan, would you agree that illegal immigration is down under Trump right now?
I would agree that encounters are down. However, we can talk about the reasons for that in a second. I just let's stick to where we were and we'll get there. So
Okay.
so you're claiming that Democrats were telling citizens of other countries to come and seek asylum, but Kamala Harris literally had a speech where she said, "Do not come." Right? Do you remember that speech?
Dan, she did a really terrific job as the immigration czar to help protect our borders, didn't she? She was really. I think
Well,
she went to San Diego one
Do you,
time.
do you know what San Diego's in the United States? Do you know
Yes, she did.
so she's been to the border multiple times. But regardless, the task she was given was not border czar. The task she was given was determine the root cause of excess migration from the Northern Triangle countries. So we have Honduras, we have Nicaragua, and was it El Salvador? From 3 Central American countries. And she did that. She actually raised $40 billion in private equity investment to revitalize those areas, which reduced migration from those areas. She did her job. In regards to the encounters at the border and the asylum seeking process, the process that we had, people were taking advantage of that. That's something that the two of us can agree on. However, there's no evidence that Democrats were coaxing people to come over and seek asylum. And the easiest way to change the laws on the books, this is not something Biden did. This is the asylum seeking process for decades. What we needed to do was pass legislation. Right? Would you agree?
Dan, we've got laws that have been on the books for years. If we just enforce those laws,
Can you name a law that would have prevented people from seeking asylum?
well, I tell you what. Let's not overwhelm. Just like right now, they're not having the encounters at the borders right now. There's a reason because of that. Because we're enforcing the law. We're arresting people. They have no desire now to come over here. We're going to ship them out. if
Wait,
they're
wait,
here.
wait, wait. Hold on. If that's the case, then what about the last 8 months of Biden's presidency when the encounters were down?
Well, the only thing I'd say is the illegal immigrants probably saw the writing on the wall.
Oh, 8 months before. Okay, yeah. The illegal immigrant. No. The illegal immigrants were looking at the polling and they were like, okay, well, it's saying that Kamala has a 50% chance and Trump has a 50% chance, but Trump's probably going to win, so let's just not go. That is your claim now? Is that really where we are? Let's come back to reality for a second. Okay. So
The reality is Democrats want to take the side of terrorists, the cartels, rapists, murderers that come over here illegally, and Republicans. and a lot of people
how
say,
are we
well,
taking the side of cartels?
You know,
Can you explain that?
Because, I understand liberals say, well, gee, only about 5% of the laws that are broken in the states, and only about 5% of the people in our jails and prisons are here illegally. Well, if we eliminate 5%, how does that affect the cost of prisons, the cost of police, the cost of our school systems, the cost of our medical community?
Wait, I don't even know. First of all, I don't know where that number is coming from, but even if that were the case, how are you just said you wanted to enforce the laws. So now you don't want them to enforce the laws? I'm lost here.
No, I do want them to enforce the laws because if we can eliminate 5% costs across the board in regards to everything in this country, as far as education, hospital, health care,
Wait, why would the costs go down? Undocumented immigrants are a net positive to the economy and the tax base, right?
They're also a 5% cost of what I just said.
Can you cite?
I've read FBI. I think in 2020, about 2021 was the latest study. But they do cause about a 5% cost to our prison system, our jail system, police force, educational costs, our healthcare system.
All right, so
I've
would
gone
you-
many a time.
so
I
you're
tell you what,
against you're against the Democrats because they side with the cartels, is what you said, right?
Well, I believe they side on the side of lawbreakers. Yes.
Mexican security chief confirms cartel family members entered U.S. in a deal with Trump administration.
No, I said there are many gangbangers and cartel members that come across that border. Child
Yeah,
trafficking.
so this is so.
Are you far
Here's the problem.
support
Here's the difference between Democrats and Republicans, right? So you guys are worried about the cartel members that might have come over, and you're blaming Democrats for them coming over, even though Democrats aren't controlling that. Meanwhile, when Trump literally brings family members of cartels over, you guys turn a blind eye. Don't care.
So
17 members.
Name it. Give me the time and date and the names.
Okay, here we go. The names are Guzman Lopez, which is one of the brothers of El Chapo. Guzman.
And he's under investigation, so yeah, they brought him over.
What? Why? What? Let's just read the article. You know what? Let's read the article.
Chapo's sons has been indicted. He's under arrest.
Let's
right
read the
now,
article.
so they
Mexico
brought
security
him
chief confirmed Tuesday that 17 family members of cartel leaders crossed into the U.S. last week as part of a deal between a son of the former head of the Sinaloa cartel and the Trump administration. Mexican security secretary Omar Garcia Harfu, I don't know how to pronounce that, confirmed a report by independent journalist that family members of Ovidio Guzman Lopez, who was extradited to the United States in 2023, had entered the U.S. Guzman Lopez is one of the brothers left running the faction of the Sinaloa cartel after notorious capo El Chapo was imprisoned in the U.S. Video showed the family members walking across the border from Tijuana with their suitcases. So, do you want cartel members in the United States or not? What's the answer?
Well, I would say this: as long as they're under government supervision and we know they're here, I don't have a problem with it.
Really?
Really?
Okay, so that 5% in jails. So I need you to say this. I didn't give a fuck about the 5%. I just said that because clearly you just said if they're under government supervision.
If they're monitored, yes.
Right. Okay. So you don't care about the 5%. I'm
You
glad
don't
you
care
admitted
about
it.
child.
Perfect.
You don't care about child trafficking.
When did I say that?
Well, you don't have a problem with illegal immigrants coming over and having children that claim that somebody was maybe my dad or something. We have nothing to verify that with, and we've had several thousand children that have disappeared into child trafficking. That's been
Okay.
some studies done there.
I will. We're gonna go down that path, but we do not do pivots without concessions here. So I need you to admit that either one of these things can't. You can't have both of these things be true. You can't be okay with Trump bringing over 17 cartel members as long as they're under government supervision, but then say that you're upset that 5% or whatever number you said are a part of the prison population. They're under government supervision, right?
so you
So which
can't-
one are you upset with both or upset with neither? You can't have it both ways.
You can't distinguish the difference.
Tell me what the difference is, other than Trump. What's the difference?
No, we had just let them go at the border under Biden.
No. I'm not talking
No,
about.
no, no,
We're gonna get there.
no.
I
No,
swear,
that's
Dennis.
not.
I swear to you. I am not pro illegal immigration. I swear to you. We're gonna get to that. You said that the 5% in our prison system, right? You said that was a bad thing and we should get rid of it. But when I told you about Trump bringing over 17 cartel members personally, all of a sudden, well, as long as they're under government supervision. So you didn't care about that 5%. Can we agree on that?
Well, Dan, let me answer this. It's kind of a two-part question. First of all, we're talking about 17 individuals. 5% of our prison population is how many thousand?
But you just said that as long as they're under government supervision, you don't care. Right?
Hey, Dan.
So what you're doing? Let me tell you what you're doing right now, Dennis.
I can't
You're trying to find a way to justify it. When in reality, if you were a free thinker, all you would say is, you know what? I don't agree with Donald Trump about this. But you can't do it. You can't bring yourself to do it, and that's the problem.
Well, see, do you know the initiatives or why he let these 17 people come over?
We could read it if you'd like.
No, I'm just saying. Do you know the reason behind that?
No, I haven't read the article. I haven't fully read the article. I don't know the
Neither
reason.
do I. Do you know the reason that we have 5% of our prison population is illegal alien?
Well, I don't even know that that's true. Let me look that up.
Well, I tell you what, you look it up, and I think you'll find it's a proven fact. And also, do a little studying on the impact on our educational system, on our healthcare system, And a lot of people say, well, it's only 5%, but when you're talking 5% on
Okay.
everything,
So,
and say I can't go to my computer right now with you on my phone to go find my figures on the prison
See here.
population, number of legal immigrants.
is the perception supported by facts. Illegal immigration and the crimes illegal immigrants commit are notoriously difficult to measure. The states and federal government should collect better incarceration, conviction, and arrest data by immigration status so that the public and policymakers can more accurately blah, blah, blah. Okay. The 2023 native-born American incarceration rate of 1,221 per 100,000 natives is the highest of the three groups analyzed. Legal immigrants have the lowest incarceration rate at 319 of 100,000. Illegal immigrants have an incarceration rate of 613 of 100,000. What was the percent you said?
Well, I'm looking here real quickly. It says 94% of confirmed aliens incarcerated in Federal Bureau of Prisons and United States Marshal Service facilities were unlawfully present in the United States. So 94% were here.
Where are you pulling that up?
Just Googled it.
Okay. Because right now, this number right here is under 1%. So that 5% was complete bullshit. So what did you Google? We'll Google that and find. We'll Google that. What did you Google to find whatever you?
Let's see. I guess I need to write down my figures before I get online with somebody.
Let me ask you a hypothetical question. Hypothetically speaking.
Okay. Well, let me say this. I've pulled this up, and this is under Federal Bureau of Prisons, and the statistics, inmate population, United States citizens in the prison, 83.8% are from the United States. The other 16.2% are from Colombia, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Mexico, and other unknown. So that's
Okay.
the number. Even
Wait,
higher
all
than
right. All right. So what is the source? We'll go look at it together. What is the source?
Federal Bureau of Prisons.
Federal Bureau
Inmate citizenship.
of Prisons.
Inmate citizenship.
Inmate citizenship.
Statistics. And Dan, that's not just talking about our county jails, our city jails, but it does have a big impact on our justice system.
How many of these are non-citizens?
Well, I'm looking at the citizenship of those in the prison. It says 83.8% are United States citizens.
Federal agencies don't collect citizenship information for all people in state and local facilities where about 90% of incarcerated people are held. The number of non-citizens incarcerated by the Bureau of Prisons at the end of 2023 was 33% less than 2017. Number of non-citizens, blah, blah. Okay, what's the raw numbers here? Okay. According to the Bureau of Justice Statistics, reports about incarcerations in the U.S., the number of non-citizens incarcerated by Bureau of Prisons decreased approximately 33% from year-end 2017, 36,000 non-citizens, compared to the number incarcerated at the end of 2022, 24,000. Okay, so 36,000, 24,000. And then how many people are in prisons? Look at that. $1.2 million. Still less than. Oh, actually, that's 3%.
Okay. Well, let's go with 3% then. So if I can cut your costs to your local law enforcement by 3%, I can cut your health care.
How does that cut the cost?
I can cut your educational costs by 3%. I can cut across the
Wait,
board.
I'm sorry. Are you under the impression that we don't deport undocumented immigrants that are criminals?
Well, we're definitely deporting them more now than we did before.
Oh, that's non-citizens. That's not even undocumented. Thank you, Robbie. That's a good point. Just because someone's a non-citizen doesn't mean that they came here legally. But either way, the protocol, both in the Biden administration and the Trump administration, is that when undocumented immigrant has committed a crime, they're deported. So what are we even talking about here? That's already happening.
Well, Dan, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, maybe if I'm off on my 5% and it's 3% instead, it still help improve some of my points.
Well,
I think if I can tell the average taxpayer that I can increase educational costs, healthcare costs, law enforcement costs across this country by 3% every year from here on out,
But that-
we shut down our borders.
that's not how those numbers would even work. Are you okay? So are you saying? Let me get this straight. Are you saying we should deport all non-citizens that are prisoners, or are you saying we should deport all non-citizens? What are you saying?
No, I'm saying we keep non-citizens from coming into this country illegal. There are legal ways to come
Okay,
into this
no.
country.
We already hold on. Just so we're clear, Democrats and Republicans both agree that we should have less illegal immigration. The debate here is about the deportations, right? That's what the whole thing is here.
Right.
Okay. So
I think if you're here illegally, you get deported.
okay.
Come back the right way.
Okay. All right. So if that's what you're saying, right? Because no matter what you're saying here, you're wrong. Because either if you're saying just deport the prisoners, they're already being deported, and if you're saying deport all of them, that does not mean we save 3%. Because we lose.
You don't think illegal immigrants with their children that can't speak English in our school system doesn't cause a cost to our school systems?
Well, so first of all, those would be state. That would be state costs. But let's just look at what the data shows. Let's look at what the data shows. So if we estimate that there's 11 million undocumented immigrants in the country, right? It would cost the following. It would cost almost $90 billion to conduct these enough arrests. $168 billion to detain the immigrants en masse. But let's go past. Obviously, these are one-time costs, right? Let's look at the annual costs, okay? $88 billion annual costs for the detention centers. Here's what really throws a wrench in your plans. We are going to be losing out on $22.6 billion that undocumented immigrants pay into Social Security and do not get out of it. We're going to be losing out on $5.7 billion that they pay into Medicare and do not get out of it. In 2022 alone, undocumented immigrants paid $47 billion in federal taxes and $29 billion in state and local taxes. This is way more than what housing them in prison, housing the 3% or whatever number we settle on in prisons would cost. Like, it's shooting ourselves in the foot. I agree that we should have less illegal immigration and more legal immigration. These mass deportations are just going to lead to less tax dollars coming in, spending American tax dollars to get them out, and also it's going to increase the cost of goods because we're already facing a what's the word? A labor shortage. Thank you, Mac. We're already facing a labor shortage right now. Find where that. Yeah. Nearly 90% of undocumented immigrants were of working age compared to 61.3% of the U.S. Born population aged 16 to 64, making undocumented immigrants more likely to actively participate in the labor force. Losing these working age undocumented immigrants will worsen the severe workforce challenges that many industries that have already been struggling in the past few years are facing. Industries like agriculture.
Well, I know. I'm just looking something up here on education. Can I go there?
Can you go where?
To education.
Can you go to education?
Yeah.
We could talk about education if you want, but do you recognize that the mass deporting every single undocumented immigrant in this country is actually going to cost us way more taxpayer dollars?
Well, it can save us money in the long run.
How if they're paying taxes and getting nothing from the system, right? They're actually more beneficial to the tax base than citizens are. Now, that doesn't mean we should let in unlimited amount of people. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying we shouldn't be spending upwards of $90 billion looking for them, to then spend upwards of $180 billion to hold them, to then spend $90 billion a year to hold new undocumented immigrants, to then cost us almost $100 billion a year in state and federal taxes. Why? And that's not even talking about the inhumanity of breaking up families, of knocking on people's doors. In some cases, they're citizens. Citizens in the wrong neighborhood just get their doors knocked on. They get arrested sometimes. We've already seen stories about this. Boneyard, how are they paying taxes? Just Google ITIN, and that should help you out. Not to mention sales tax and other taxes that you don't need an ID to pay. But undocumented immigrants can pay federal and state taxes with ITINs.
Yeah. Well, just in the state of Texas, they estimated that because 2.1 million illegal aliens came into this state in the last 3 to 4 years, okay, in this state of Texas. Enough studies been done that they estimate that 30% of that are school-aged children. And when they factor in the average cost of a little over $14,000 per child to educate 777,000 children, that's $7.2 billion.
Wait, walk me. All right, where'd you get the stat? We'll look this one up too.
Look up the Hill.
The Hill.
January 31st, 2023.
Okay.
Estimated illegal immigration cost to public education.
Okay, here we go.
And you can go down about
Estimating, yeah.
about the fifth.
Okay, so I am going to start by saying that this is an opinion piece, but we'll read where she's getting her stats.
According to the World Population Review.
Okay, we're going to read where she gets her stats. I just want to make it known this is an opinion piece, but let's just take a look. Okay, so in 1975, the Texas legislature passed a law denying state funds for the public education of children who had not been legally admitted to the United States. Class action lawsuit was filed on behalf of the undocumented school-aged children. The courts ruled against the state, and the case went to the Supreme Court. The court decided that the Texas law violated the Constitution's Equal Protection Clause. The result is that all school-aged children residing in the U.S. have the right to attend public schools at the taxpayer expense. By the way, I don't know if you agree. I am totally okay with children getting an education. I don't care what country they're from.
One thing about it, if we're going to have them here, we need to educate them. But just look at the cost.
So we'll take a look. But I think this is probably just a difference between ideology between the left and the right. Like, I don't want kids to go hungry. I don't want kids to go uneducated. And even if that means spending an extra couple dollars at the end of the year, I don't mind. But we'll read the cost. Okay. According to the World Population Review, federal, state, and local governments spend about $720 billion annually, or $14,000 per pupil, on K-12. The federal government provides 7.7% of that funding, state governments 46.7%, and local governments 45.6%. So while the federal government is charged with making and enforcing immigration policy, the cost of public education is largely left to the state and local governments. Of course, states vary widely in how much they spend. At $24,000, New York has the highest per pupil, while Utah has $7,600. But since we don't know where all of those newly arrived undocumented immigrants have gone or been transported to, we will use the average cost of $14,000. The next problem is estimating how many of the recent arrivals are school-aged children. We look at the population of all apprehensions who were children, both those arriving unaccompanied or part of a family group. Then this has increased from 8.2% to 37.4% from 2008 to 2019. So a lot more kids nowadays. So how many newly arrived children might be eligible to attend public school? Again, okay, so I see where they're getting their estimates, right? Yes, there was another estimated 600,000 who avoided parole. Blah blah blah. 37% of children. Multiplied. Okay. Trax estimate. So this isn't just in the state of Texas. You know that, right?
Right. And I might have misspoke on that part.
Okay.
But I still thought that about $7.2 billion is not just a minimal cost.
So 7.2. That you're right. So 7.2 on education. I'll go ahead and trust these numbers because it looks like they're from primary sources, even though it's an opinion piece. So 7.6 billion, right? And let's just take a look at how much they put into the system. Okay. So
We haven't touched
in
on
2022 alone, undocumented immigrant households paid 47 billion in federal taxes and 29 billion in state and local taxes. This is 7 billion.
Okay, but we haven't got to the cost of health care. We haven't got to the cost on the prison system or our law enforcement. We haven't got to the cost of just the cost of cities in general, city governments, as far as whether it county. I don't.
Okay.
You can think that they're a big benefit, but to me, the best case scenario, it might be an even wash. And is it worth it?
Okay, but the thing is, we don't have to estimate. You're a random dude. I'm a random dude. We can look at what the experts say, and the experts agree that they're an economic benefit in multiple ways.
Depending on whose experts you're looking at.
Well, I mean, we could just look at the numbers. So far, if we wanted to, this is how we could pretend to be experts, right? And we get all these numbers. So we take all the numbers that they pay into taxes, and then we look at all their expenditures and try to see where that number falls. If they're paying more in tax, are you now okay with undocumented immigrants?
No.
No. So I don't know why you even brought this up, right? The reason you don't like them is what? Go ahead.
They're just saying they're a benefit with what they pay in taxes. I'm just saying that if just the education is 7.2 billion, and I'm going to estimate at least that much or more cost to our healthcare system. Have you ever been to an emergency room on a Saturday at any major hospital here in the U.S.?
No.
Well, I have. I lost my wife about 2.5 years ago, but I've been to the emergency room over the last few years. And I can say this, when you go in there, probably half the people there on a Saturday are undocumented workers because they don't have health care, but yet they've got to get help.
Okay.
So black people want to get help.
Okay, I'm just going to ask you this question.
What do they cost?
Let's say you and I spend the next 5 hours going through every single number of the taxes that they pay, but also the costs that they cost the U.S. taxpayer.
Right.
And we spent 5 hours. We go through all the numbers. We agree on all the numbers. And at the end of it, they actually pay more into taxes than they take out. Would you be okay with undocumented immigrants?
Well, let's say they do. But is it okay with a parent that lost a child, a 12-year-old daughter that was raped by 3 illegal immigrants, or a child that was murdered by a legal immigrant? Or what about the lives that are lost by legal immigrants due to illegal immigrants?
We can talk about that in 1 second.
Can you put
I'd like you to answer the question.
Can you put a cost number on that?
I'd like you to answer the question. If we go through all the numbers and undocumented immigrants put in more into the tax base than take out, would that mean that you're okay with undocumented immigrants in regards to finances, in regards to the economy, in regards to your taxpayer dollars? We could go to the next question. Well, we could go to the next topic if you like. But would that mean that you at least admit that you'd be okay with it financially?
No. Because I can't put a money amount on lives lost to illegal immigrants. And I don't think you can separate the two. Maybe you can, I can't.
Okay. So you can't
Because
answer the question.
I've had a friend that's died at the hands of an illegal immigrant. And yeah, they're in the prison system, and it's costing the state of Texas about $35,000 a year to hire.
Do you know how many people have been killed by undocumented immigrants? Like this year?
One is one too many.
You think one is too many? Okay.
Yeah,
All right. So in that case, you agree with banning assault weapons, right, to protect children?
What type of assault weapon?
AR-15s.
Okay, and now to ask him, is that a single shot or is that an automatic weapon?
It's a semi-automatic.
But it's a
If an
single shot.
AR-15 saves one child's life, you'd be okay with banning it, right? You just said one is too many.
No, you want to bring.
You said one is too many, right? Hold on. One is too many in regards to undocumented immigrants being killed. Or sorry, undocumented immigrants doing the killing. So is one too many for children being gunned down by AR-15s?
There again, if we enforce our gun laws as they should,
Uh,
instead of somebody getting access to
The past like 3 school shootings, they got the guns legally. So I'm going to ask you again. If banning AR-15s means one less child dies, would you be for or against it?
I'm against banning guns, period.
Right. So you don't actually care about the lives being lost. You don't think one is too many. You just don't like immigrants.
Oh, I saw what happened under Hitler back in 1930s and the 40s.
Oh my God. Okay.
I saw what happened under Stalin in Russia. So I saw what happened in Venezuela when the people actually voted to turn their guns in. And they said it was the worst thing they ever did. So now they had to fight as guerrillas going over to Bolivia and other countries, getting guns, trying to fight a guerrilla warfare against a dictatorship in Venezuela. There are good parts to having guns. There's bad parts to having guns. There's good parts to. Don't get me wrong. Most immigrants are probably good people, but there's enough bad people that we need to be able to screen people coming over here.
We already do that.
No,
We already do that. So you just said there's good parts to the guns and bad parts to the guns, and there's good parts to immigrants and bad parts to immigrants. So can you give the same grace you give to a piece of metal that you do to human lives when you say that one is too many regarding people that have been killed by undocumented immigrants, which, by the way, I think it's 26. Can you give the same grace to all of the hundreds of thousands, millions of undocumented immigrants that haven't killed anyone that you do to those shiny pew-pews?
Hey Dan, you've gotten away from immigration to the guns now. You've kind of changed the.
What I'm
the
doing is
track.
I'm showing that your position is illogical. That's what I'm doing.
Hey, you have enough of the TDS syndrome, Trump hate syndrome, and there's no curing you, and you have a good day.
So you're running. You can't face the cognitive dissonance here. Is what's happening, Dennis. That's embarrassing.
I love Tesla.
I think we need a couple of these, chat. Hold on.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
When confronted with the disconnect in his logic, he had to leave. So what was going to happen there if he was intellectually honest, right? We go through the monetary cost. Crazy Monsoon, thank you for this up. We go through the monetary cost of undocumented immigrants, right? And so, okay, let's say that they put in more to the system than they take out. Would you be okay with it? He couldn't answer that question really, but if he was being intellectually honest, he would say, well, in that case, yes, but there are other issues, right? And then it would go to the murders, right? I think it was 26, but he said one is too many. So in that case, he would have to either concede that we should be banning AR-15s, or concede that okay, well maybe one is not too many. He couldn't do that, and he left. But long story short, we know the reason that he doesn't want undocumented immigrants here, or immigrants here at all. We know the reason why most people that voted for MAGA did that. Had we kept going, I think it would have came out. So probably for his own benefit that he left. Okay, going to the next guest. Trump is saving you at a deep cost to himself. I mean this sincerely, Quick. I hope he reads that. I hope he reads that. It's one thing to believe his lies, but to believe his martyrdom. Like, he was a billionaire and he could have lived out on a beach, but he chose to come back and run for president to save this country. Y'all are really lost. Like those people, gone. Okay. Going to the next guest.
Don't boo, vote.
Thank you, ShamWow. And thank you. Hold on. Someone sent a heart before. I think I missed it. Alter Ego, thank you for the mark of love. Thank you, everybody. If you're here for the first time, thank you so much for joining. We are live Thursday to Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, doing live political debates, political discussions, and fact checks. Thank you, Abby, for the Obama filibuster. Political debates, political discussions, and fact checks. We also try to be live for all major political events. So if you like this content, drop a follow, tap the screen. For anyone that sent a gift or sub so far, I really appreciate it. But the only thing I'm asking for is a follow. Nobody has to gift or subbed, just follow. Thank you. Going to the next guest. Here we go.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh shoot, I think I have an echo.
It's a TikTok glitch. I'll mute while you're talking.
Okay, yeah. Hey, my name is Devon. I'm 30. I live in California. So I really don't like I feel like immigration is a problem. I do, but at the same time, I do understand that they contribute a lot. And I just wanted to kind of get your point of view and kind of pick your brain. For me, I don't really want to talk about like the school stuff because I feel like for me that's a completely different topic. But I just want to figure out like what is the solution if we both can agree that that immigration in any form of fashion that you view it, it is a problem, and that has probably. I think America is the only country that has some of the biggest problems with immigration. Then what is the solution? How do we determine the good people from the bad people? What are we supposed to do? Because at some point, I think you have to take a stand and just be like, you know what? Even if there are some good, we still have to eliminate everything. It's just like in the police department, you have bad cops, and then the good cops don't stand up and be like, no, dude, you did wrong. Like what you're doing is bad, right? So what is the solution for immigration? And if there is a solution, how do we go about working that solution so that everybody is happy, right? Because I live in California, I see the positives of illegal immigration, and then I also see the negatives. I really do. So what is this? What is the bare bones solution to be like? This is a start. How does the left and right say this is a start? This is where we start. This is a starting ground to fix the problems. This is how we keep the good people in, and this is how we get rid of the basically criminals.
Okay. I will do my best to deconstruct that question in a second. So first of all, the United States is not unique in its immigration issue. I just want to clear that up. I'm not sure where you read that. There are a lot of countries that have have immigration laws that are also taken advantage of in the way that it seems that we've been going through the past few years. That being said, where we start is by passing legislation. We haven't had a comprehensive immigration legislation in 4 decades, actually longer at this point. So what we need to do is, this is what I personally would do. I think we need a stronger border, but also a pathway to citizenship for those that are here. In regards to how do we determine who the good people or who are the bad people, we already do that. We already do vetting for the people that are coming in, and for the people that are caught, we have judges. We have a process. We have a due process that people are normally provided by the Constitution. So we actually had a bill that was a few steps in the right direction. Wasn't perfect, but we had a bill called the Langford Border Bill, or usually known as the Langford Border Bill because he was the main author of it. It had both Republican and Democratic support, and it did a few things that would start this process for reform. Number one, it tightened the asylum seeking process, which I think right now was a big issue. Not right now, but in 2022, especially in 2023, was a big issue with people taking advantage of that process. It tightened the requirements. It also basically put an emergency. Obama. Thank you. Okay, Kristen. An emergency stop limit for if encounters are past this point, the president is allowed to shut down the border. So that was in the bill. It also had more funds for additional what's it called? Border patrol agents. It had more funds for judges to process a lot of these asylum seeking claims that were being held up. So a lot of these claims, they don't have their court dates for years. Whereas if this bill went through, the court dates would have been 6 months or less. And that would have been a good way to determine who have credible reason to seek asylum and who don't, and who get deported. A lot of this stuff was in this bipartisan bill. We haven't had bipartisan legislation in a long time. Other than the Biden administration, I don't think we've had a bipartisan legislation since maybe Bush, because we didn't really have any in Obama's administration. Definitely none in Trump's 2 terms. Really, it was just Biden with his what's it called, the Chips and Science Act and the infrastructure bill. It was really just Biden. This would have been another piece of bipartisan legislation, but unfortunately, Donald Trump told Republicans to kill the bill because he wanted to run on immigration.
Yeah, so yeah, I hear what you're saying. I truly do. But I guess I do have to run back to the education. I said I didn't want to talk about it, but I guess I do. So the school that my kids go to, it's predominantly, like 100% predominantly Hispanic. They get the school, it's a public school, so they get subsidies for what do they call it? They call it ELS, English language learners. And we've had my wife speaks, reads, and writes Spanish. Her families are from El Salvador. They're immigrants, but my wife and her brother and sister are first generation. When we filled out the paperwork, the question was, does anybody in the house speak another language? And that was the got you question. And my wife, obviously, she put yes. Do my kids read, write, or speak Spanish? No, they don't.
Can I just ask what this has to do with anything?
Yeah, I'm getting there. So they don't speak a lick of Spanish, right? So in the school, 90% of the kids, from just the statistics and the paperwork that I've seen from the school, I'm not going to say what school my kids go to, but just from the paperwork, it's all illegal immigrations. They get, I think it was $30 million just in California. Mind you, this school is all over the United States. They got $30 million in subsidies for ELS, and these are
How do you know that 90% of the school are?
Because I can personally go and look it up. That's what I'm saying. I personally
look up the citizenship status of the children in the school.
Yeah, it doesn't give you like every child, but when it comes to the tax forms and how they're getting this money, yes, it tells you that information. It's public information that you can look up, that anybody can go look up, that I found.
Wait. What information on that tax form are you referring to?
Dude, I don't remember the information like right off the top of my head, but that was the information that I got. Because it's a subsidy for ELS learners.
Yeah. So English learners does not. If you're using that stat, like how many children are learning English, to determine how many of them are here illegally, that's not correct.
No, I'm not using it to determine who's here illegally. I'm using it as the information of just saying that these people, they're saying that these people are English language learners, and most of the school is predominantly Hispanic, right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So how does this matter? Who cares? What does this have to do with anything? I'm lost here. If you're an English language learner, that doesn't mean you're an illegal immigrant or undocumented immigrant or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, I'm sorry to tell you that, but most of the time it is. But nobody at my kid's school speaks English. I'm sorry to tell you that, but that's just the facts.
There's nothing for you to apologize. Someone not speaking English does not mean that they're here illegally. You know that, right?
So okay, so you're telling me that if I was born and raised in America and I didn't speak English, that I can still be from America?
If you were born and raised in America.
If I was born and raised in America and I didn't speak English, that's what you're saying. I can be from America and not speak English?
As a child? Yes. Also, even as an adult? Yes. There's no national language, right?
There's what do you mean? There's no national language for American
The
for
United States, there's no
Americans?
national language.
No, there's not. But predominantly, people that are born in America speak English. Like I said, my wife's family doesn't her mom and dad. Yeah, I can talk to them. They speak English, but her grandparents they don't speak a lick of English. They're not from America. I've never ran into an American citizen that didn't speak English. Like,
You've never ran into an American citizen that hasn't speak English?
I mean that speaks another language only besides English. Like
Oh, you just got to get out
predominantly
more.
Spanish.
Yeah, no, you just got to get out more. Actually,
Yeah, no,
you just simply have to get out more.
There's no American citizen that doesn't speak English. Most of them speak English.
Unless, now I have to stop you. I literally can name 5 of my aunts off the top of my head that don't speak English and are citizens.
Okay, so were they born here?
No.
Okay, then. So then that's different. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
If you're born here, you probably speak English. The chances of you speaking English, even if your parents don't speak English, the chances of you speaking English is high. It's super high.
so your assumption here is that all of these children, right?
No, it's
They're
not an assumption. Remember, my kids go to the school, so it's not an assumption. I have to deal with these problems
What
hand
are
to
the
hand.
problems? Can you tell me what the problems are?
Our problem started when they put our kids in ELS because my wife spoke Spanish, and that's racist within itself.
What is
I don't know.
what does that have to do with anything?
What do you mean? What does it have to do with anything?
How
They
does
put
that
my
have to do
kids.
with undocumented immigrants? How does that have to do with anything? I'm so lost. You accidentally enrolled into English as a second language.
No, I didn't accidentally enroll into it. They played me. That's what it is. It's a accident means that I'm driving down the street and then bam, I accidentally hit a car. That's not an accident. I didn't want my kids in ELS. That wasn't an accident. We weren't signing up for that. So my whole thing is like
No. Go ahead. Finish. Finish what you're saying.
yeah. So I'm sorry, my thing was tripping. My whole thing is 90% of these kids that go to this school, their parents are undocumented along with
Based on
them.
your vibes. Based on your vibes and your
It's not my
prejudices.
vibes, dude.
Yes.
I
You
keep
have
telling
no
you that.
evidence. You have no evidence that 90%
I
of the
don't.
kids that go to
This is
school
the
have
thing.
undocumented parents.
I don't have to give you the evidence. It's not. I don't have to show burden of proof. That's not what I'm. I don't have to do that. I don't have to show. I don't have to be the show burden of proof when I'm telling you this from what I've looked it up. I literally got called out. Like literally when we had a meeting with the principal about it. I mean, not the principal. The principal's boss, because this school has multiple schools all over the world. When we had a meeting with her boss, he was all like, basically, shut the hell up. You don't know what you're talking about. But when I showed him the evidence, like, dude, this is what the tax forms, I don't even know what the rest of these forms are called, but this is what from your website is showing that just in I don't know how many schools it is in my area. I think I want to say it's maybe in where I live, it's maybe like 4 or 5 of these schools. 90% of
Can I
the
just
money that they're getting is from English language learner kids.
Okay, great. Can I just take a moment? Because I need to. Sometimes I need to make sure that I'm not hearing things. Okay, I'm on some new meds. I need to confirm with chat and with you. Did you say that you don't have the burden of proof for the claim that you just made?
Do you understand why I said that though?
Yeah,
Because I'm not going to give you I'm not going to sit here and tell you what school my kids go to.
I'm not even
So that's
asking
what I mean
that.
by
I'm not
that.
even asking that. Even if I believe the stat that 90% of the kids that go to your school are in
No.
ESL.
Maybe I think we got it wrong. 90% of the income goes to ELS, and that's stating that these kids don't speak English.
Wait, 90% of the what income?
90% of the subsidies that this particular school program gets comes I don't know where it comes from or whatever, but it's allocated towards ELS.
Even if that's true, which by the way, something tells me it's not, that
Okay, you
doesn't
don't have to
mean
believe it.
that they're all undocumented immigrants.
Nah, listen. Once again, hold up. Do you live in a rough neighborhood? Do you have kids that go to a school in a rough neighborhood?
I I don't have kids.
No, you don't. So,
I
so
went.
basically, what you're doing is just speaking off of the numbers that you have and not actual experience, right? I'm speaking from experience.
No.
I'm
no.
speaking from
I'm not even
dealing
doing
with
that.
with the school.
I'm not even doing that. I'm just trying to follow your logic here. Even if I'm not even contesting the numbers yet, because this is all anecdotal anyway. I'm not even contesting the numbers. I'm contesting that the numbers mean what you think they mean. So you're saying that the school receives a large portion of their budget for ESL, right? Is that's your claim?
No, that's not a claim. That's a fact.
That's your claim that you're making. I'm
not making a claim. I'm making a fact, sir. I'm telling
making
you,
a fact.
I deal with this. I'm dealing with it right now. I'm not sitting up here just shooting numbers out of my butt.
Okay. I'm gonna humor you. Okay. The fact that you're presenting is that a large portion of this school's budget goes to ESL. Is that correct? The fact
not from the school, but as the schools as a group, yes.
Okay. Do you recognize that does not mean that they're undocumented immigrants?
Okay, so then why would American kid need ELS classes? Explain that to me.
If they don't speak English.
What American born child doesn't speak English?
Maybe ones that don't have English speaking parents.
So then they need ELS. My wife's parents barely speak English. She didn't need ELS.
That's great for your wife's parents, bro.
But I think I think what you're just doing is just saying, well, if their parents don't speak English, then they probably need ELS. And within all reality, a lot of those kids in the class that my kids are in don't need ELS just because their parents don't speak English.
Wait. Did you just say that a majority of the kids don't even need it?
Majority of the kids that don't need it, yeah, they don't need it. I don't. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't even have a problem with the undocumented immigrants. You have a problem with the subsidy?
The subsidy that the school gets from is that what you're trying to say? The subsidy that the school gets for the ELS class? Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what your issue is, because you just said that you don't even think that they need it.
No, they don't.
Okay, so if they don't need ESL, right? Then why are your contention is that so many kids need ESL, so they must be undocumented. But then you just said, which is already insane, and then you just said that most of the kids actually don't need it. So what are you even mad at? You're just mad to be mad.
No, I'm not. What I'm trying to get to is I'm not mad to be mad.
Okay, well, the floor is yours.
But I don't get what part of anything that I said that you're missing. Because I said I had to go back to the education, even though I didn't want to go back to the education.
No, I think you probably, yeah. So you went, by the way, you went to education because I gave you like a long, nuanced, cohesive answer for your first question, and you had no notes. You had no response. You said, how do we fix the immigration problem? And I gave you a multiple minute explanation for how to fix it. And you're like, all right, well, we got to talk about all of these non-English speaking kids.
But you never really gave me an answer of how to fix it. You just gave me a whole bunch of bills and everything else.
Yes, bills are how we do things in this country. That's right.
Yeah, but you're giving me a whole bunch of bills that obviously are leading to nothing.
They haven't passed. We haven't passed an immigration bill in 4 decades.
Yeah, but in 4 decades, you're saying all of these bills, and that's not the original question. I asked you particularly, how do we fix it, right?
And I told you the types of things we need to do.
Let me reiterate this. How would you go about it?
I already answered that question. I'm not doing that again. I gave you all the things that we need to do, and then how we do that is through legislation.
No, you didn't give me nothing. You gave me a whole bunch of bills that need to
okay, I'll speed run it. We need to revitalize the asylum seeking process. We need to fund more judges, fund more border security, but also have a pathway to citizenship for those that are here. Okay? Does that answer your question?
Okay, so then again, how do we determine who's good and who's bad, right? Let's go down there. How do we determine when somebody comes in, who's good and who's bad, right?
I think I need to leave the country. I don't even know where to go with that question. I already answered it when you asked it, which is
Yeah,
that
'cause you
we
said that
have
that
we
we
have a
are the
vetting
best
process.
people.
We have a
But the
vetting
vetting,
process for those that come to the
okay,
border. We have a vetting
okay.
process, and for those that are caught later, they have their due process. And in fact, if Donald Trump didn't step in, these determinations would be made in less than 6 months rather than years, which is what we have now.
Hold on, wait. So you're blaming Donald Trump for what's going on in the country? Is that what that's basically what you're saying?
For
Is
the
that
very
it?
specific issue that I just described, which is that the people that seek asylum and have their court dates have to wait years for their court dates, and it would have been under 6 months if Donald Trump didn't kill the Langford bill. For that very specific issue, yes, I am blaming Donald Trump. That's correct.
Yeah, I don't even know what the Langford build is. I like I said, I don't know
I
nothing about.
explained it to you in the first answer, so you weren't listening. You just were waiting to talk. I spent 4 minutes of my life.
Whoa, wait, chill. Just because you explained it to me, just because you explained it to me, that doesn't mean I'm going to take what you say as word. I'm sorry. I
But
don't
I'm
know
supposed to
what it is.
take your investigative journalism that 90% of the school's
No,
funds go to
no,
ESL,
I never.
and that means they're all undocumented immigrants.
Listen, I never told you to. I'm just saying I don't know what it is. Just like you could have, just like you said. Well, I don't know, dude. I don't know. You have to go do my own research. All right, cool. I'm not going to knock you for it. It still doesn't
Did you
explain how
disagree with any of the
much
things
that
that
we
were
have
in?
now.
Did you disagree with any of the things that were in the Langford bill that I mentioned?
Dude, I once again,
Okay,
just
so you
how
didn't
you're not
listen.
agreeing.
Just say it with your chest, bro. I didn't listen.
So
I asked
once
you a long
again,
ass question. I monologued for 2 minutes. Dan gave me a 4-minute comprehensive answer, and I didn't listen at all. Just say it, and I'll respect you more because that's what happened.
once again, bro, just like you don't want to believe what I told you, which is true. I'm sorry, me and my wife had to deal with it.
Oh
I don't
no,
have to
poor
believe what you
baby.
say.
Oh no. Oh no, they're your school. The kids don't speak as much English as you do.
What? Hold on, wait, what?
That's the problem that you're bitching about, right?
But wait. Now you're just attacking my character. Like, come on,
Yeah,
dude. We
yeah,
gotta have a
yes.
civil
Because
conversation.
based on the past, hold on one
But I
second.
haven't attacked your character. I haven't attacked your character at all. Like
Based on
at
the past
all.
21 minutes, I've determined that you're a bad person. You remember we asked how do we determine who's a
I'm
good
a
person and a
bad
bad person?
person.
This is how.
I'm a
We have
bad
21-minute
person.
conversations where people hate
I'm a
children
bad
of other
person.
races. Yes, that's how.
I'm a bad person. You
Yeah.
don't know me, dude. You don't know me.
I've
from a
learned a
fucking
lot in the
thing.
past 21 minutes. I've learned a
No,
lot.
you haven't learned anything. That's surprising.
Okay.
Because maybe, bro, I'm just nervous. You don't know me. Like, you don't know me from a fucking can of paint. I don't know you. So what are you doing? Maybe I'm just up here nervous, bro. Maybe it's my fucking
You were
first time
I'm nervous, so I
online.
hate brown
Hey,
children.
hey,
That's
no,
what
you
I,
chill.
I have
Fuck
never
you.
been so
You don't
nervous
know
that
who
I've
I
hated
am.
Latino
But
children.
then you sit up here and attack my character. Maybe I'm just nervous, bro.
Oh
My
no,
wife
poor
is seeing me over
baby.
here
Oh
sweating and
no.
shaking.
Oh
Who are you? Why
no.
are
I'm
you
sorry,
attacking
bro.
me?
I'm
Maybe
sorry. I
I'm
was
just
so.
nervous.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry you
No,
were
it
nervous,
don't matter.
man.
You don't need to be
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
But then, so you want to attack my character?
Yeah, that's
you want
right.
to attack who I am for
Mhm.
what I believe in. Maybe I made a few mistakes. So that shows who you are.
Yeah,
I
no,
never attacked
you were
once.
attacking. You were attacking what you
never
call
attacked you
Hispanic
once. You
children
started
because
it.
they don't speak
You
English.
started it. Listen, I'm gonna say this in real time. I'm from Richmond, California. It is what it is, bro. I'm trying to be nice.
Bro,
Maybe I made a
okay,
few
I'm from
mistakes.
Patterson, New Jersey. Well, I don't know
Okay,
what we're doing here. What does that have to do with anything?
Cool. It has a lot to do with
The
a
things
lot,
you
bro.
said,
You don't
the
know
things
me.
you said,
You don't know me.
the things
You
you
don't
said
know
here
me.
were
But yet you
ignorant and
attack my
hateful.
character. You're a little man. You're a little man. It is what it is. Your dick is small. It is what it is. You literally attacked my character because I made some mistakes about
He's crashing out.
school and I
He's
got
crashing out, chat.
confused and whatever. Instead of just saying, dude, are you confused? I would have been like, yeah, bro, I'm nervous. I've never been up here before. This is my first time. I'm sorry. I apologize. But no, you attack my character. What kind of man are you? What the fuck? Come on, dude.
I'm the kind of man that doesn't get upset when children in the school that my children go to don't speak English. That's the kind of man I am. What kind of man are
Okay,
you?
bro, are you not listening to what I said?
I'm listening.
I said I may have, I not even may, I did make a few mistakes. And if you would have said, dude, are you nervous? Like, you need to learn how to talk to people. You need to learn how to communicate. Like, dude, I was nervous.
Wait.
literally was
Okay,
getting-
hold on.
I was literally confusing myself. And I'm being honest, I'm nervous, man. I've
Wait.
never been up on something like this. but yet you attack me. What
Hold
kind
on,
of man are
I'm about to
you?
give you.
But
I'm
I
about to give
want
you
to
a
tell
huge.
you this right now, bro. If this was real life, you wouldn't be talking to me like that's what I thought.
Yeah,
You wouldn't be
listen.
talking to me like this,
Your
bro.
your
You
claim
wouldn't
is that
be.
you got
You
nervous
wouldn't
and that
be.
made you racist. That's what your claim is?
How did it make me racist?
Because you
How
don't
am I
like the
white from
children at that
California?
school
My
because they don't
best
speak
friend
English.
is Mexican. How does that make me racist? My best, everybody, you can look up Panther Mafia. Everybody in the mafia is Mexican. How am I a racist,
You're
bro?
right. You're not. I
Yeah,
take it back. You're not
no,
racist. You're not racist. You just
I'm
hate brown
not.
children.
No,
You're right.
no, you can
I
tell
take
me
it
I'm
back. You're right.
prejudiced.
I
You can tell me
misspoke. I'm
prejudiced, but
nervous.
You can't sit here and
Bro,
tell me I'm racist.
I'm nervous.
You
Octane,
can
I'm
tell-
nervous. I
No,
misspoke.
you're not, bro. You're just trying to belittle me. That's all you're doing.
You
'Cause
you
that's
said I
all
had a
you
little
know how to
penis.
do. That's all
You're
you
trying
know how to
to,
do.
I'm trying to belittle
And
you. You
attacked
said I had a little
me.
dick.
Yeah, because you do. That's what little men do. They attack people. Instead of you have 587 people in here with 85.9K likes. You should know when somebody is nervous by now because obviously you have built a following. You should bro, if it was me I wouldn't have attacked you like
Bro,
that. You attacked me.
You
That's all
doubled. You
did.
doubled down, tripled down. When I was very calm with you. This is all going to be on YouTube. I was very calm. We walked through your logic and reasoning over and over and over
What
again.
does that have to do with you attacking me first? What does that have to do with you attacking me first? Instead of noticing like, dude, this dude is probably nervous. Is me admitting that I'm
I
wrong?
have never
Is
been
that
so
gonna be on
nervous
your
that I hate
YouTube?
children for speaking Spanish. That's not a
God,
trait.
bro.
That's not a trait that regular humans have.
Who
Oh,
said
I'm nervous. I hate children.
When did I say that? Please. What I want you to do is I want you to clip the part that I said I hate children for not speaking English. Please, I want you to clip it and send it to me. And then when you send it to me, I'll apologize for it.
Okay. So
Send it to me.
your
Clip it.
problem.
Clip it.
Your
No, I don't have a problem now. You're my problem because you think you're bigger than everybody because whatever reason, like you have this swole head. Like, bro, I admit it. Like, dude, I'm wrong. I apologize. But instead of you noticing that, you have 90,000 likes with 598 people in here. But instead of realizing when somebody is messing up, they're nervous, they're misspeaking, whatever, you immediately attack them. Come on, dude. What kind of, what does that show who you are?
I will give you. Just let me get one sentence in. Okay, one sentence in. If you were nervous and that's why you didn't really understand what the Lankford bill would have done, that's okay. But nervous is not a trait that would lead someone to talk about the statistics of English speaking in their school and then complain about that being a problem. That's not something that comes from nerves. Do you understand?
Hold up, wait. English speaking in their school. Well, hold on, wait. What do you mean? How is that a problem? How is my kids going to a school that's getting maybe because I'm not nervous no more, but how is my kids going to a school that's ran predominantly by Hispanics? My kids get treated like shit, but the predominantly Hispanic kids get better treatment. And then let's really just tie into this. I think you think that there isn't a problem with illegal immigration, but in all reality, these people get treated like dog doo-doo. You want to know how I know? Because my kids go to that school. The amount of parents that speak up about how these schools that get these subsidies for these illegal immigrants, right? That's what they are. They're illegal. How they get treated. And how these schools are just allowed to basically walk all over these people. That's my problem. So yes, that's what I was trying to get to. I'm sorry for not getting to that, but that's my problem. Illegal immigration is a problem, right? So now we tie back into the school because it is a problem. These schools treat these people like dog water. I'm sorry to tell you that. What's the solution to that? That's what I was trying to get to. And I'm sorry that I went off road and whatever, but I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I was nervous. That's my problem. How do we fix these problems that exist in these lower income neighborhoods? You don't even live in a lower income neighborhood, so you don't even know. All you're going off is statistics. Put your kids in a public school and see how they get treated. Truly, I'm sorry to tell you that these people, the same people that you're voting for, do not treat these people with dignity. They don't. I'm sorry to tell you that. They get all of this money because these people go to this school, because these kids go to these schools, these poor kids, and then I'm
Weren't
talking
you
to my
upset?
daughter.
Weren't you upset that the government subsidized their ESL? A ton of funding came from the government.
Did you not hear what I said? They subsidize them. It's a money grab, bro. They don't need
for the
it.
school. right?
They don't need it. The school doesn't need it. Like now I have to backtrack and correct.
You want the
myself,
school to have
because
less money, is what you're saying.
What?
You want the school to have less money?
I'm not saying they need less money. What I'm saying is it's just a money grab. That's what I'm telling you. It's a money grab. It's nothing more, nothing less. So I'm gonna say this. I hope you clip this part, but if you don't,
Oh, I'm listen. I'm clipping this whole thing. This is gonna do numbers on YouTube.
yeah. I hope it is. I hope it is clip. But boom, I'm clipping it right now. So yes, in the beginning, bro, I was wrong because you were confusing me. I'm not gonna lie, I was confused. And you can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want, but that doesn't bother me. I was nervous and I was confused. What I'm saying is a lot of the money that they get, it's allocated for ELS. They treat these people like dog water. That's what they do. They treat them like dog water. I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you.
Who is getting treated like dog water? The children?
The children, the parents. It's like this.
So
It's
how is
like-
that an illegal immigration problem?
What do you mean? How is it an illegal immigration problem? Because it's a money grab. It's like, yeah, let them come over, let them go to our schools, but we're going to treat them however we want to treat them. What do you mean? That's a problem. Is that not a problem?
Okay. Let me
Is that not a problem?
let me
It's-
just
it's-
let me see if
it's
I
so-
get, let me just see if I understand, okay? I'm a little confused. So the schools are treating kids like shit, right? The schools are receiving money for the ESL program. You're saying that is a money grab. The schools don't need that money. How
Yeah,
will a
it's a money
school
grab.
Okay, how do we stop a school from treating children like shit?
It's not just the children, bro. It's the parents. They don't. So if my kids get treated like the way that they've been getting treated, because we've been dealing with it. Like literally, I've been dealing with it. The other parents aren't going to speak up, so it's a money grab, right? If you're putting your kids in ELS and they don't need it, and mind you, like I said, I did have to backtrack, bro, because I was nervous. I was wrong. You're putting kids in ELS that most likely don't need ELS. As a parent, I speak up. And I'm wrong. You realize that majority of these kids don't need ELS. It's a money grab.
One time only, I'm allowing dinos.
My brain hurts.
Hi,
in
Ange.
This whole conversation. Hi. Octane. So I'm also from California. Just to be clear, my first language was Italian and I was born here. So now you've met someone born in the US that's first language wasn't English.
Okay, so did you need ELS growing up though?
No, I learned English with my family.
Okay, so if they would have put you in ELS class, would that have been a money grab?
The 1% of California's budget that goes to ELS, it's actually less than 1%.
Okay, but
There's
you're
no
saying
money
1%,
in the
but you're
program.
not taking in.
I'm part of LA Unified School District.
That's
okay?
great. You're garbage.
Are you going to
I'm
let me finish
sorry.
the sentence to
Garbage.
answer your questions, or are you just going to talk over me?
Go
I'm not
ahead.
sure how you want to do this.
Go ahead.
You're going to not talk for a minute, right? The way my school district, because that's all I can speak for, which is the California regulation works, you go to regular fucking school. If you need ELS, it is part of our special education budget. You go to separate classes for ELS, but you go to the ESL and you go to regular classes still. They don't force kids into the program. Parents have to sign up for it.
That's
If
a
your
lie.
child-
That's a lie. I'll literally.
You're not gonna let me talk,
I'll literally
obviously.
send the same
You know,
paperwork that my wife filled out
I'm
and
great.
how she got.
I'm so glad you saw
how my kids
paperwork.
ended up in ELS.
Congratulations.
I'll send you the paperwork.
I think you may need to have a conversation with your wife then, because
No,
that's not how
I'm
it
just
works
saying
here.
she's the one that filled out the paperwork. That's all I'm saying.
Would you like me to
Talk about
send you
extreme.
the shit for California and how you
It
get
doesn't
into EL?
matter. It
ESL?
doesn't matter.
There isn't even enough classes for ESL in
And
California.
the problem is, he already stated earlier. So
Okay,
he's
so then-
been up here. He's been up here for 25 minutes now. He already stated earlier he has no burden of proof. He already said that. We're just going based off of his anecdotes, right? He also said that anytime he misspoke, it was because he was nervous. And by misspeak, in some cases, that might mean being upset that children in a school don't speak English. So I don't. He also claimed that I shouldn't have attacked his character because I didn't know him, but he called you garbage within 1 minute of talking to you. Thought that was interesting. What makes us different? I don't know. Hi, Tic Tac.
Real quick,
Once again,
California.
I have a question for you.
Really? Still talking
I have
over
a
me, my
question.
guy. Haven't let me finish
The
my
wall
first
just got 10
sentences,
feet
but you're
taller.
still talking over me. You
First
let
of
me
all,
know. You let me know
he
when
stopped
I
talking,
can
so I
finish.
started talking, and then we both started talking.
Literally
So
was
go
still
ahead.
mid conversation
ahead.
when you started talking.
Okay, go ahead and talk.
18%. That's how many kids in California are undocumented. Do you want to know how many of them are actually on the ESL program?
Come on, man.
2.8%. 2.8% of the children in the state of California are on the ESL program, and most of them are dual language.
That's interesting. Hey man,
Okay, so once again, how do you sign up for
kids
the
who
ELS?
speak Spanish? Do you think kids who speak Spanish deserve to learn in our schools?
Yes.
They do, don't they? So how would you go about teaching a child who only speaks Spanish? How would you go about teaching them math
I'm
if
not
you
a
only
teacher,
spoke
bro.
English?
I'm not a teacher.
Right, so you understand the importance of a English as a second language class then. So that way they can learn in their native language, but also they can learn English at the same time. Does that make
Yeah,
sense to you?
yeah, it makes sense, but this isn't.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
isn't
So
the
should we
olden.
put money towards that?
This isn't the olden days, bro. Like people, like the lady that does my hair, her child learned English from.
I can't with the anecdotes anymore. That is
right,
the
fair
final Dino vote of all time. We resurrected him for this guest.
I'm super annoyed that I actually had to pull up our budget to get he was gaslighting me so much I was starting to believe it.
No, the
And
problem
I
was
live here, and I've had kids in the school.
the problem was I was willing to grant him all of his data, all of his numbers. I didn't even care because all of it still didn't add up to what he was trying to say.
Oh my God. No, we in California, it is part of our program. 1% goes to, it's the lowest percentage of our special education in the state goes to it. But you still have to go to regular classes. That ESL class is a totally separate class. It's like an elective. And that percentage is through college. So it's 18% of students through college age.
If someone said he was octane lighting,
He was Darvoing you like
he
crazy,
was-
man.
bro,
He needs
yo,
to talk
no.
to his-
many words.
If anyone was here from start to finish, I don't know where the victim complex came from. I don't know
Words,
where-
anger. He monologued. He went on long-winded diatribes. He talked. You literally outlined it perfectly. He talked uninterrupted 2 minutes. You gave him a 4-minute in-depth response. Did not address one point. Said he wasn't bringing up education. Went to education the second he knew he was out of his depth. Waited 25 minutes to apologize because he knew he was wrong. That's why he didn't acknowledge anything. Just for him to say, wish for the olden days as a black man with biracial children. I wish I could reach through my phone. I have so much rage. So much rage. That's it.
Thanks, Dan. I appreciate you having me up, man.
Oh, thank you for coming up. Thank you all so much.
I hope your patient meter goes up a little bit.
I don't know. That was the same get. My head actually still hurts. I was doing this earlier, and there's still a red spot. And then I got like a headache. So that's like the physical headache, and then I got like the internal headache from his words. So
We just need to light the patient's meter on fire. It's done for the night.
You could throw the patient meter in the trash.
Fair enough. All
Well-
right, man. Be safe. You guys take care.
Love you all so much.
TikTok. He can boot me. Good luck with whoever else comes up here, because good lord, tonight they're out.
Yeah, that. Thank you, Ange.
Bye.
He's the problem parent that is school guaranteed for real. His argument is that the children are treated like shit, which usually when a parent's talking about that, they're talking about like a school isn't funded well enough, right? That classes are too big, blah blah blah. But he said no, he wants the schools to get less money because they're getting money for ESL, which he kept calling it ELS, and it just nothing made sense other than that he just didn't like kids that didn't speak English.
He contradicted himself on a point that you called out. He was like, we don't need this, and then we need this. He was just mad. You should check the live. Someone sent a perfect meme for this. They sent that one where the guy's like, I'm mad. Here's solutions. I don't want solutions. I want
Want to be mad? Yeah.
Yeah. You handled this with way more grace than I would have. If I had that mic stand, it would not be existent.
Yeah, that was why is your guest crying? Bro, wait, if you
was
thought this was crying, wait.
was
The last guest,
You're evil. You're so evil because I know you heard it in his voice too.
no, when he said I had a small dick, that's when I knew it was over. That's when
You had way too much grace. You had
there was
way
no coming
too
back.
much grace. I know you heard it in his voice. That's the only reason why you were waiting.
I think that one, normally I do like clips. I think that one needs the whole 25
Whole
minutes.
thing, yeah.
I think we got to
yeah.
put it on YouTube. Yeah.
Start to finish. That one,
That one was something else.
like, cause that.
I did misspeak though. I did accidentally call him racist, and I took it back. But he did note that all of his friends, are
I'm calling him
Hispanic, so he can't be racist.
I'm calling him racist. As a black man, I think I have that right. No. Woo.
All right,
Yeah.
man.
Great job, Dave. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Ooh. All right, he was nervous. Bro, he said, I was wait. Okay, wait. No. Okay, hold on. I swear to you, I have the perfect clip. Okay? I have the perfect clip. Nobody leave. I swear it'll be worth waiting for the next guest. Give me 1 second. I have the perfect clip. This
Joy.
Yes.
Wait, I gotta log in to TikTok. Okay, but not 1 second. Give me like 49 seconds. Okay, I swear to you, I swear you guys are gonna laugh. I'm upselling it. Okay, it's not that funny. Max said it's not that funny. She doesn't even know what the clip is. I wonder what he did at his wedding. I don't know. I'm leaving. 49 seconds. Here we go. Oh no. Weaponized nervousness.
Soap.
Okay. I gotta go to my bookmarks. Yes.
Have you drank your
All right. Just you don't even have to watch the clip. Just listen.
grandson's pee?
Yeah,
Why? Have you drank your grandson's pee?
yeah.
Why?
I was scared.
What do you mean you were scared?
Yeah, sometimes you're scared for something.
What are you talking
sudden
about?
accident or something. You drink the grandson's pee, and it's gonna help you.
Like you know when you get nervous and you accidentally hate brown kids. like what?
All I'm saying is.
For those that don't know what I'm talking about, it was the last. It was based on the last guest. Oh god! All right, we're gonna go to the next guest. Maybe Trump is just nervous. Bro, he's just been nervous for the past 10 years. Oh, that's funny. Okay. If you're here for the first time, thank you so much for joining. We're live Thursdays to Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern, doing live political debates, political discussions, and fact checks. We also try to be live for all major political events. So if you like this content, drop a follow, tap the screen. Thank you all so much. I missed a ton of gifts during that last guest. I might go back and thank you all. But in the meantime, if you sent a gift, or sub, thank you all so much. Nobody has to gift or sub though. All I'm asking is we just make sure that we're following. Double check next to my name. We are on the cusp. We are on the precipice of 100,000 followers. It'd be awesome if we could hit that this week. All right, we're gonna go to the next guest, and here we go. Let me at least thank the dinos. Okay, Kristen, Kaveen, and Shrugs, thank you for the triple dino. All right, here we go. Hi, welcome
And
up.
that guy was just blabbering on about his life problems.
No, me or the last guest?
No, the whole thing about that last guest, man. That guy was just blabbering on about his life problems.
What did you want to talk about? Because you were yapping in chat for a while, so I was just curious.
All right, you guys, do you want us to check up things that you you liberals do, man? Bing, bing, bong.
What? Fact check. Epic. Thank you for the galaxy.
No, the whole age check and all that shit you guys do.
Oh. No, you sound old enough. You're good.
All right, man. Okay. Okay. The reason why I voted for Trump is because of his policies and how he's a businessman, how he runs his office.
Okay. His policies. Can you talk about one?
Yeah. Okay. So economic policy is what we're gonna go with here. All right. Let me pull them up so you don't belittle me like you other dudes do.
Yeah. Where has this brand of guest been hiding? This is like a few in a row that are just like upset that they get belittled.
No, because it's all you guys do. You guys try to say we're stupid. You're not gonna do that with me, pal.
I just didn't know that you
Okay,
guys were
I
such
have a degree.
snowflakes. Is what the thing. I guess. Yeah. I don't know. Sorry. My patience meter is at 3. I'm sorry. Let me up that for you.
Okay. Well, I think the tariffs are pretty good. I think they're only 10%. Okay, and we're putting them on international businesses. So
Wait. Okay. Actually, how old are you?
22.
22. Year of birth?
My birth?
Year
May
of birth.
3rd, 2003, man.
Okay. Cool. So, tariffs are on.
Yes, we pay the tariffs, man. I'm not stupid.
Okay. So I don't know why you said that we put them on international businesses. That's just not true, right?
No, because we're putting them on international businesses so we can expand them to the USA and get USA goods.
Wait, but I thought there was a negotiation tactic.
Yeah, that also.
So how can it be a negotiation tactic, but also trying to bring jobs back? What's the?
We are going to get jobs back and also have negotiation tactics. That's why that's why the negotiation tactics.
When you voted for Donald Trump, right? What was your main reason for doing so?
Because I like his political ideas and he's a man of God.
Erica said, "Where were these people from?" Erica, if you want to come up, this guest is all yours. I'm clocking out. You can come up.
Man, you guys, man.
You said he's a man of God?
Yes.
Bro, he couldn't even name a Bible verse.
Yes, he can, man.
No.
Man, yes, he can. Man.
You want me to pull up a clip?
Really? Yeah, let's pull it up then. Let's hear about it.
Let's pull it up. I got you.
And I can also tell you that Kamala doesn't like Christian people at her rallies. That's why I never
You
go to
mentioned
the
the Bible.
rallies.
You've been talking about how it's your favorite book, and you said, I think last night in Iowa, some people are surprised that you say that. I'm wondering what one or two of your most favored Bible verses are and why.
I wouldn't want to get into it because to me that's very personal. You know, when I talk about the Bible, it's very personal, so I don't want to get into verses. I don't want to get into.
That's right.
No verse that means a lot to you that you think about or cite,
The Bible means a lot to me, but I don't want to get into specifics.
even to cite a verse that
No,
you like.
I don't want to
Yes.
do that. I
An
mean,
Old Testament
That's
guy
right.
or a New Testament guy?
probably equal. I think it's just an incredible. The whole Bible is an incredible. I joke, very much so. They always hold up the Art of the Deal. I say my second favorite book of all time, but I just think the Bible is just something very special.
He's right because in the Bible it says don't spread your beliefs on people, and it
What?
doesn't. Yes, it does. Then God and Jesus don't want you spreading your beliefs on people. You can tell people about it, but you don't need to spread your beliefs on people. Let people believe what they want to, and if Trump doesn't feel like telling them, because it's gonna come off as he's spreading his beliefs.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then why did he pass an executive order to prioritize Christians? Hold on, let me pull that up.
Prioritize Christians.
Yeah. He said to combat discrimination against Christians in this country. But why did he pass an executive order in his first term to ban all Muslims?
What?
Did you not know about this?
Dude, that's fake, man. That's propaganda.
All right, I'll
That's
pull that up for you
propaganda.
too.
All right, just show me. What is it called so I can look it up here on my computer?
1 second. Muslim and
The killer, whose name
oh wait, that's not the first one. Get you the first one.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
Why is he banning a whole religion?
Well, he's banning it because he sees something clearly wrong with the religion that doesn't belong in the United States.
Are you real? Are you holding in a laugh?
Man, what?
You're not real.
Man,
Come on.
man, you're
Not
man,
a real
you're
person.
shit, man.
This is not a
Okay,
real person.
look. What do
Let
you
me
wanna
get to
talk about then?
some real guests.
What do you want? What do you want to talk about then? Okay. What do you want to talk about?
What? It's not that I want to talk. It's just I don't think you're who you're presenting yourself as. I don't think you're a
Man, I'm being
22-year-old
real,
Trump
man. I'm
voter.
being so man. You can look at my account. I've been to a Trump rally. I am pro Trump, man. You could ask anybody I know, man. I am true Trump, man.
Okay. All right. Name me 2 Trump policies that he proposed when he was running for the election.
When he was running for the election. All right. Let me pull it up here because I can't remember everything.
No. I thought you were a true Trump fan.
No, I can't remember everything from last year in November, man. No, man. What? You're telling me you have a memory that good? You're telling me that?
I can remember Kamala Harris's policies.
Okay, name 2 of them then. Since you want me to name 2 Trump policies.
Oh, you go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
You said from when he was running, right? Okay. Tax cuts and job acts, immigration restrictions and enforcement. There you go.
Okay. Tax Cuts and Jobs Act was his policy from 2017.
Yes, and I believe he presented it again this year.
Okay. Did you even know that when you did vote? Like you just Googled
Yes.
those? Okay.
I mean, would you want to vote for a person that doesn't allow Christians at their rallies? Well, that's a whole other topic.
Yeah, we've gone over that. He never said that. It was a doctored video. Basically, they were heckling her about abortion. They were like, "You kill babies and Democrats kill babies."
They
Blah
did
blah
not
blah.
say that. I could pull the video up for you right now.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna let you hear this because that's totally fake news, man. Nobody said that. Okay, I'm gonna pull it right up here. Come on.
I beat you to it.
Because ours is a fight for the future, and it is a fight for freedom. For freedom. Like the fundamental freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not have her government tell her what to do.
I really miss hearing a presidential candidate that can speak in full sentences, but we're almost there.
And again, we're not going to be gaslighted on this. We remember Donald Trump hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade, and they did as he intended. Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally.
What, man? No, that's the wrong one, then.
Yeah,
That's
I know the
wrong.
one you're talking about. You're talking about the one that was on X.com, where they doctored in the people that were saying were Christians or something, or no, praise Jesus or something like that, which they said as they were getting kicked out. I know the one you're talking about.
No, I got it off of a news source, dude, but whatever.
Yeah, freedom.eagle.blog. I know.
What? Dude, you are one silly dude, man. Yeah. So
Now
people
notice
have
how
been
this clip didn't have any edits in it, whereas the clip that
It
you
did.
watched.
I heard it. I heard it cut off for a little bit.
Hold on. Our new tinfoil hat. Okay. So,
Oh my god. Dude,
So-
do you have a degree, man? Did you go to college, man?
did I go to college? Yeah, I did.
What college did you go to, man?
None of your business.
None of your business. That's not a college. But I went to University of South Alabama. I have a degree. I'm a political guy. Okay. And I know what I'm talking about. You're trying to make it
Yeah, okay,
seem
you're
like
trolling,
I'm
bro.
some-
You're trolling.
Dude, you're trying to make it seem like I'm some
You're laughing.
guy,
Come
man.
on now.
Dude,
come on.
you're trying to make it seem like I'm some stupid guy, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, I
Be real
I
with
don't
me,
have to
man.
make it seem
Be-
like that.
Be real with me, man. Be real with me, man. You're trying to make you put on the tinfoil hat.
All right.
You did all that bull crap to
This-
make it seem like I'm.
This is what I'm gonna do, Aiden. I am gonna give you. It's 9:54. Come on, man. I'm gonna kick you at 9:55, but you can say final words if you'd like.
Dude, whatever, man. Y'all.
Shane, thank you for the hat and mustache. Love the bucket tinfoil hat. Yeah. So, one of our community members, Chris, sent this so that we don't have to keep using the crumpled up one. It's hard. The thing is, it doesn't look like tinfoil unless I'm like that, right? So it's need to put a cone. Hit the road jack. I think I had that hat in 1999. The hat is sick for tin voilisms. I'm just voilism. You know what we need? You know what I saw on TikTok Shop? The world's smallest violin, and I think we needed that for 2 guests ago. Pink eye for the guests. Cover it in foil; it'll be great. Always reminds me of Futurama. Hey, Kiefer. The hat makes you look like LL Cool J. Yeah, I gotta get those pants now. Okay, we're going to the next guest. As a reminder, June 19th is the next TikTok ban day. Now, if I were a betting man, I would say probably gonna get kicked down the road again. But just in case, make sure you're following on YouTube. Make sure you're following on Twitch. The handles are right there. You can also find them in my link tree in my bio. Other things in my link tree in my bio are our amazing source document. Every single thing we talk about on these lives is available in the source document. Nothing we talk about is not backed up by some kind of source, some kind of stat, some study. All of it is in the source doc. W's in the chat for Neely, who's compiled the source doc and continues to update it as we go. All of that is in the link tree in the bio. We are going to go to our next guest now. While we're waiting, let me double check that date just to see if it is. Yep, June 19th. All right, guest not connecting. We're gonna go to the next guest. Actually, you know what? Hold on. We're gonna take a quick comic relief break. Does anyone here like SpongeBob?
Fill her up, please. Where would it be, fellas? Ketchup or mustard?
Hey, when's the next bus to the Bikini Bottom?
I don't know what the fuck you saying, bitch.
When's the next fucking bus coming? bitch, stop spinning in my place, and it's gonna leave in the next 5 seconds. Bye. No! Pass the bitch, come on! Move your big husky ass out the way. The fuck? Open sesame! Get the fuck on, man. That shit ain't gonna fucking... You haven't ate in days, SpongeBob. You hungry? What about you, Patrick? Your big husky ass gotta eat. I'm hungry. I ain't that hungry, bitch. For your giggling ass. Boo! I'm a go! Oh my God! A floating shopping list! Oh shit, I forgot I went to the goddamn store. Hold on. Boo! I'm a go! Oh my God, a ghost!
Okay. I think we just needed that to... We could probably up the patience meter one. Let me go to the next guest. Here we go. Hi, welcome up.
Hi, Dan.
How's it going?
Doing well. Yourself?
Doing all right.
I am not MAGA. I just wanted to comment on Octane's rant.
Mm-hmm.
I tried joining earlier. It's ESL, not ELS.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Puerto Rican. I was born in Puerto Rico. U.S. citizen. I did not speak English until I was 7 years old. So I took advantage of ESL when I was a kid, when I got over here to Virginia. I also worked in the school system for a while. I know a lot of NATO kids. I live in a high military area with NATO right down the street. Those are kids that don't speak English and are over here. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you for what you do. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. I hope he heard that, but something tells me he's crashing out somewhere else, another live.
Probably.
All right.
But have a good night. Thank you.
You as well. That guy knew they were all undocumented, or he was nervous. No, he was nervous, so he had to drink the pee. Okay, go to the next guest.
Hello, you have a collect call from Donald Trump. Do you accept the charges?
Yes.
Well, it's been a long time since I've been here. Excuse me, I'm a little bit nervous. Excuse me.
It's okay.
I've been working on so many things. Okay, so many things. I've had people telling me recently, they call me Taco, and I said, "What the hell does that mean?" Okay, what the hell does that mean? And I said, "We have to tariff Taco Bell products now." So we're now implementing a new executive order. Okay, we are now implementing no more Doritos Locos Tacos. Okay, no more of those. We have to get rid of. We do. It's true. It's true. We have to. I'm sorry about that, but we have
Mr.
to.
President, this might be the worst of your human rights violations yet.
I'm sorry about that, but it's something we have to do. We have to save this country. Okay, we have to. And let me tell you something. Okay, we talked last time about the brilliant idea of the golden showers. We talked about the golden age, and we implemented the shower head pressure. Okay, we did that, and we're doing a golden age shower. We are now doing golden showers for free across America. Okay, if you want a golden shower, all you have to do is $100. You get a free one from me and Elon. Okay, it's tremendous. It's true. It's true. Let me tell you, okay, it's been an honor being here, okay? Thank you so much for your time, okay? Fight, 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 and God bless Serbia? Shit, I don't know. Fuck.
W for Tanner in the chat. No tax on golden showers. We're dressing like chickens at the No More Kings protest. You know what I really like about the taco thing? You could tell Trump really took the getting called chicken personally. Like, when he was asked about it at the interview, he was like, me? Like, and then he just started, like, ranting. This was Trump when the reporter said that Wall Street was calling him chicken. Yeah, we'll roll the clip. Hold on. We'll roll the clip.
Okay. You mentioned
Cock-a-doodle-doo, folks. I'm Donald Trump. And there's two things in the world I love. A good deal and a good meal. Join me at Donald Trump's House of Wings.
Trump, you know our wings will make you happy. Trumpy, you know our wings will fill you up. Trump, if you want a place with awesome chicken wings, yeah, Donald Trump's House of Wings.
Oh, not this video. Y'all meant this video. God, I hope it's at the start of this 9-minute
Mr.
video.
President, Wall Street analysts have coined a new term called the taco trade. They're saying Trump always chickens out on your tariff threats, and that's why markets are higher this week. What's your response to that?
I kick out.
Chicken out.
You just look at his face. When he realizes that she said the word chicken, just look at his face.
This week. What's your response to that?
I kick out.
Chicken out.
Oh, isn't that nice? Chicken out. I've never heard that. You mean because I reduced China from 145% that I set down to 100 and then down to another number? And I said you have to open up your whole country. And because I gave the European Union a 50% tax tariff, and they called up and they said, please, let's meet right now. Please, let's meet right now. And I said, okay, I'll give you till July 9. I actually asked them, I said, what's the date? Because they weren't willing to meet. And after I did what I did, they said, we'll meet anytime you want. And we have an end date of July 9th. You call that chickening out? 6 months ago, this country was stone cold dead.
Stone cold
dead country.
dead.
We had a country people didn't think it was going to survive, and you ask a nasty question like that. It's called negotiation, but don't ever say what you said. That's a nasty question. Go ahead.
Mr. President.
To me,
Bro. Stone cold dead. I did that TikTok trend a year ago. I don't even know what trend we're talking about. The lady's face in the background. Yeah. She used to be a TV judge. Now she's in a position of power. Oh. Damn, the tweet. Did we talk about the tweet? No, which tweet, Ange? He was holding a laugh. Oh, there's Ange.
So last night,
Mm-hmm.
he truthed, I think is what it's called, that Joe Biden was executed in 2020, that he is a robot clone. I can't make this up if I wanted to.
Okay, let me get this.
This is real life. This is the president of the United States that's doing this.
Okay. President Donald Trump on Saturday night reposted a baseless claim on Truth Social that the former president, Joe Biden, was executed in 2020 and replaced with clones or robots. The original post, made by an anonymous Truth Social user who often spreads outlandish claims, suggested that Biden was replaced with clones, doubles, and robotic, engineered, soulless, mindless entities. Trump published a link to the post to his nearly 10 million followers without adding any context or explanation. The original poster's account has a little more than 5,000 followers. The White House did not immediately respond to a request for comment. I don't even know why we request them to comment anymore. Like,
Oh, I am so excited for KK Carolyn's morning briefings tomorrow. I am so excited to hear how she is going to explain that one.
well, she's gonna. They've done this before with reposts. They've been like, oh well, you know, it's not the same as posting it or whatever. And then when he does post something, they're like, oh well, he's just joking, or like she'll find a way. She'll find a way.
And then right after that, Elon had posted something about the guy that he handpicked to take over NASA. And within about 2 minutes of Elon tweeting that, Trump turned around and tweeted that he was no longer considering him and that he's going to find a replacement. So the girls are fighting for sure.
They're definitely fighting.
But that was it. That the tweet. Everyone needs to know this happened and how absolutely crazy it is that the president of the United States is actually posting stuff like that. This is reality.
Just yeah, I mean, at least Elon Musk and Stephen Miller are beefing over Stephen Miller's wife. At least two of the bottom 5 people on Earth are upset with each other right now.
That was it. That's all I needed to. I need to make sure. that
Or his
you had seen
AI
that.
generated rock concert. Oh my god, yeah, I saw that.
Oh my
That was
gosh.
so cringe.
Okay, that's all I wanted. You can
Thank
vote
you so
me.
much for coming up.
Thanks.
All right, y'all. I think Musk stole Stephen Miller's wife. It couldn't have happened to a better person. Do y'all remember in I can't remember which X-Men movie it was, 1 or 2, but when they turned the senator into a mutant and like his body expanded, that's what Elon Musk looks like. It was 1. All right, let me see if I can get that clip.
Please don't leave me.
Sometimes.
Okay.
To be afraid of.
Right here. You telling me that's not Elon Musk? That look at his chest shape. There he is. Bro goes to the gym and only does rib cage. – 99.87 accuracy. Okay. All right. I think we're out of guess. Tonight has been very. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, bro, what did you do at the gym today? Oh, just ribs. Hey, welcome up. All around handy. Did you mean to request? Testing?
I didn't.
No worries at all. Have a great night.
Thanks.
Dan, you just admit you want Elon's physique? Wait, when did I admit that?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Don't mind me. I'm just a friendly. I just wanted to add into the whole robot conspiracy. That was literally episode 1 of the short-lived anime show Inside Job. And in fact, the ideas are similar. So, is Trump a robot clone cyborg?
I don't know. I think technology's come way too far for Trump to be a cyborg. He wouldn't look like that. There'd be, yeah.
It's American made, so
Yeah.
it won't look like that.
That's as he puts it.
All right, man.
That's bad genes.
All right, man. From one day to another. Take care.
You as well. Bye.
Bye.
Did he say from one dad to another? Did I mishear him? Oh, dem. Okay. Oh, one Dan to another. Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah, for those that didn't get the reference, not that this would matter to his I was about to say clientele. Well, basically, they are his voters. Donald Trump says there are a lot of bad genes among migrants in the U.S. I don't like how things went with the nervous guest. He was flippable. I mean, I feel like I was really patient for 20 whole minutes. But at some point, yeah, I don't know about that. I'll rewatch it on YouTube. I'll rewatch that on YouTube. You told him he was confused and he doubled down. He was definitely not flippable. Yeah, I mean, I don't think so. Oh, wait, is the dude... Okay. Liam, a mute's not enough. Finish him. Never mind, I did it. All right, y'all. We're out of Trump people. I think he tried to gaslight you into thinking you did him wrong, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I think a little bit, yeah. I just really, I don't know what it is, but when someone starts like insulting me personally rather than my argument, oh man, I really love it. It just makes me feel really good. We haven't played Contexto in a while. It is a bit nerve-wracking going up. Oh yeah, no, hold on. The argument that you could be nervous and say the wrong thing is one thing, you know? It's just that he was trying to apply that for his whole stance. Let's play some Contexto. We haven't done it in a while, and then we're gonna call the live. We only debated for 2 hours, but it was a very rigorous 2 hours. I still want to psychoanalyze that guy and his arguments. Wait, can we? Okay, I'm gonna post the YouTube video, right? But then we have like a psychologist or a psychiatrist react to the video. I still don't know what Contexto is. Oh, Erica, you're in for a treat. Mac asked if Erica can come up. I gotta remember how we do this. Oh, yes, I remember now. Okay. So first things first, we are going to turn this on.
Contexto is RESLS.
Oh, wait, I have a story. Hold on. Erica, you're still here, right? Okay. I have a quick story. Well, it might not be quick. I don't know. We'll see. All right. So Erica posted in her Discord earlier today. Okay. And basically the end of her Discord post said something about not liking pickles, right? Referring to the food. Now let me see what channel. Is it Just Conversation? Yeah. So now being a rabble rouser, if you were, decided to respond with this. I swear, Erica, this isn't the story. The story is after this part. Okay, so I said Erica always causing drama. Shake my head with So obviously she wasn't talking about Pickles, the streamer. She's talking about the food. But then so she replies to that. The pot has met the kettle, y'all. Okay, and then that's where the story starts. All right, I have a story that combines the name Erica, the phrase "the pot calling the kettle black," and Donald Trump. I have a story that combines all three, and I'm going to share it all with you. In season 1 of The Apprentice, okay, there was a contestant named Omarosa Manigault Stallworth. She ended up being in the first Trump administration. I think the Stallworth was knocked off. She also married the actor from The Green Mile. I think, is that right? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, she was back in the early 2000s when reality TV shows were all the rage. Omarosa was like the queen of reality TV villains. Okay, and so it all started from that show. It all started from season 1 of The Apprentice. And there was an episode. There was a white girl named Erica. Okay, and they were we know who Omarosa is. Well, there's some youngins that don't know who Omarosa is. Okay. Michael Clark Duncan, yeah. Okay. Omarosa the goat villain. No, for real. No, Omarosa was great. Omarosa was great. And by the way, she called Trump out when she left the first administration. She was like, all right, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. But anyway, okay. So she was doing her villain thing, right? And she was arguing with this girl Erica in they were in like a bus home or whatever. They were in a vehicle going back to their hotel room, and they were arguing back and forth. And so I can't remember what the context exactly of the argument was, but Erica said, "Oh, well, if it isn't the pot calling the kettle black," and Omarosa was like, "Huh? What did you say about black people?" And then Erica was like, "Oh, I didn't say anything about black people." And then Omarosa told Trump that she was talking about black people when they were in the boardroom. Bro, I can't. Oh my God, the content. Oh, why did he have to run for president? Why couldn't he just keep doing reality TV? It was so good. But anyway, yeah, it's just the fact that it was our current president who we talk about every day, unfortunately. I fully remember this. What did Trump do? He didn't care. He didn't care. He didn't care. Oh my God, he didn't care at all. The signs were there, chat. The signs were there. The signs were there. I didn't pick it up at the time, okay? I was very young. I was like 12. But he did not give a fuck. What else? There were other things too. Oh my, okay, so this is another one I remember where the signs were there. Okay? This one isn't so much that he's racist, but more that he's like a bad leader. He kicked off Omarosa or something. I don't know if either of them went home that episode. But honestly, him on reality TV would be great TV. He's just a shit racist president. I really liked that show growing up. It was really good. At least the first few seasons, anyway. You know, every show shits his pants eventually. But there was so there was a time, okay. There was this dude named Bradford. Okay, I think it was on the. Oh, I didn't even realize that was Erica. Hey.
I'm only here for Matt.
That's
Hey,
fair.
love. Hi.
Have you read the
I'm
apology
tired.
from the producer of The Apprentice? I haven't, Neely. How was your trip? Max said we need to sing you happy birthday. I don't know if you want that or not, but
I only do the black version of the song, though.
I don't.
Exactly. Can you mute this, please?
I was like, fuck, I haven't been invited to enough cookouts. I don't know.
So there's that.
Oh, what was okay. So the trip was good.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's expensive. Vegas is really expensive.
It-
I'm gonna have to start looking for that job, huh?
Yeah, like that dude that keeps following you around.
Under so many accounts, like yeah.
That guy,
Wait, I am your hobby.
ironically, that guy needs a job.
How do you always show up? Aren't you supposed to be looking for a job?
What's wild is you weren't even in the box, right?
No,
So like,
I was just in the comments.
how does he find you in chat? It's so crazy to me.
Just follow me everywhere I go. I think it's probably someone that I maybe used to know. I don't know. Someone that I used to know.
Um,
But I think that's what it is.
What was I gonna say?
That's
No, but
funny.
Vegas, over the past, I want to say like 15 to 20 years, Vegas, it was really, really gotten expensive.
It's stupid expensive.
it's-
I'm so tired of paying for food.
Yeah, it's just like the point of Vegas used to be that it was cheap, but you lose your money, right, at the casino.
Exactly. By gambling. No, you lose your money now by eating.
Yeah, yeah. The past like
Doing stuff.
the past 15 or 20 years, it just became like a value extraction machine. Everything you do
Yes.
costs money.
Every single thing.
The only cheap thing is Uber. Yeah, the Ubers
Only
are
cheap thing is the Uber. Yeah. I
okay.
agree.
I have an inside scoop. Okay. Part of the reason that Ubers are so cheap. Okay. Part of the I mean, I might be jumping to
Cheap in
conclusions.
Vegas.
I might be jumping to conclusions about that reason, but I do know something about Uber drivers in Vegas. So if Uber drivers get tipped from the like owners of establishments, if they recommend somebody to go to their establishment. So for example, people are in town. Oh, we're trying to go to the strip club. Oh, I know I know a good strip club. They'll walk in and get a tip from the establishment. They're like, I recommended this. Boom. We're trying to go to the liquor store. They'll walk in first, right? As you're getting out of the car, they'll get out of the car first, get their tip, and they're all right, you're good to go. And not a bad grift. Yeah, and it does it for taxis. Used to do the same thing. I think they do. I'm using Uber interchangeably here, but like, it's for pretty much anything. I don't know about restaurants, but anything Vegas. So like liquor store,
Cool.
dispensary, strip club, that kind of stuff. Whenever they recommend, they go in and they get some PC. You know, so yeah, I found this out a
That's
few
a
years
good
ago.
business plan.
It is for everybody, actually. It's good for the driver and it's good for the.
You want to hear something, Matt? Listen, I almost fell for a timeshare. When I first got here on Friday, I'm such a silly pants. I get here on Friday, and what happens? Okay, I walk into the hotel and the lady was like, "Hi, beautiful." And I was like, "Hi." And she was like, "Are you single?" I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Well, come over here with me." And I was like, "Okay."
Oh no!
And so then I started talking to the guy behind the desk. He's all like, "So what are you here for?" I'm like, "My birthday, going to the concert, blah, blah, blah." He's like, "Oh, great. So you want to see a show too?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I love to see a show. Like, what shows do you have?" I was like, he shows me like this catalog. I gotta finish this guy. Let me finish. He shows me this catalog, right? A catalog of all these shows. I'm like, ooh, Blue Man Group. I've never seen that. I was like, I want to see the Blue Man Group, right? Because I remember when I was a kid, they were a thing. So I was like, I want to see them. And he was like, okay, great. Is anyone gonna be here with you? I'm like, yeah, sure, my aunt. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna make the credit for the Uber $50, 25 for each of you. So you'll be getting $50 back. And I'm like, oh, that's neat. Cool, right? And then I said out of my mouth, I'm like, oh, is this like a timeshare thing? He was like, you want to buy one? I was like, no.
So that when they go behind the desk, right? It seems so legit. It's it's like, oh, this is the hotel concierge. The casino is trying to help me out.
That's what I thought it was.
That happened to me too. I didn't get as far into the conversation.
I didn't do it.
But when
You told me I had to pay $50, and I said I'm not doing it.
right, I remember. I think it was Caesars. Right when I walked in, I was. The thing is, it's easy. It's easier for me, right? Because if someone says "Hey, beautiful" to you, you're like you accept it. If someone compliments me, I'm like, oh, you're trying to sell me something, right? Like it's easy for me to tell when someone's trying to sell me something because I'm not getting complimented normally. So
They're normally talking to Matt.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, she actually does. Oh my god! Like we're just at Publix, like checking out for stuff. They're like, your hair's so beautiful, and I'm just like, is this how your life is? You just get complimented.
Typically how it goes.
Hey, handsome is a trap.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I almost
exactly.
fell for it.
If someone
I
compliments me,
definitely almost fell for it.
if someone compliments me, I immediately ignore them or run, laugh my ass off. Yeah, I mean it's Oh, this just happened actually. We were at Lowe's, and we were wearing matching. We were wearing the matching shirts that Sid made, the ones that say no pivots without concessions.
Yeah, I saw those.
And this dude comes up to us that looked like he worked at Lowe's, and he said, "Hey, are those shirts matching?" And we were like, "Yeah." And he's like, "What does it say?" And I read it out. W said yes. And I read it out and he's like, well, what does that mean? And I was like, oh, well, it's like, so I do like a political live on TikTok. And basically like when I'm debating, it's like, I don't let them change the subject unless they admit that they were wrong or something like that. Like I explained it to him and he's like, wow, that's so cool. Like, wow, what kind of TikTok do you have? And I was like, well, I thought I answered that, but it's a political one. And like, he was so interested. And then he tried to sell us something. Like this
There
guy
you go.
didn't give a fuck,
There
man.
you go.
Oh yeah. Oh, she had like purple. Is it eyeshadow? What is it? Mascara. Purple mascara. And he's like, your eyes are purple. And she's like, uh-huh. And he's like, they're so pretty. And she's like, oh, thank you. And then he just tried to sell us a full house water filtration. What did he try to sell us? Yeah. Whatever he was trying to. Oh no, I remember what it was. It was $49 air conditioned
Home warranty? Oh.
air conditioned checkups or whatever. And
There's
it's
a
like
home warranty?
it's like no, I think it was just on the AC. And it's like number one,
Oh.
that's not my problem anyway. That's you gotta talk to that's above my pay grade. And number two,
It's above me.
even so, I'm not just gonna randomly pay $50 for something I don't need. So thanks.
It's always $50.
I think $50 is
That's
like
the
the perfect
number.
number. To
You
get
think
people.
so? It's,
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? It's not that bad. It's not 100.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
75.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm getting a good deal here. No.
Mariah
No,
said,
I wouldn't.
"Oh, I don't know. My husband, yeah, is my go-to as walking away." Yeah,
My favorite line to say is, I have to ask my husband.
it's a good one.
Let me talk to my husband first.
Yeah, listen. Sometimes it's rare.
Use it.
It's rare, but sometimes the patriarchy comes in clutch.
Let me talk to my husband first.
For the low price of $49.99. Okay, what
Yeah.
were we doing? Oh, we were playing Contexto. I totally forgot what we were
Hey, I
doing.
still don't know what that is, but I'll be watching from the comments.
Okay,
I have to
Erica.
contemplate if I'm gonna go eat food tonight.
You can. Well, I mean, okay, so you can probably get something reasonable on like Uber Eats, like a. I don't know. They
The
got
place
when I
I
was there, they had a
wanted-
lot of deals. I'm a coupon looker, but
I want a steak.
okay. Well,
And the
I don't.
hotel steakhouse I want to go to, but I was gonna do a whole like birthday dinner for myself, and then I was like, no, I don't feel like it. It's a lot of work. I don't want to.
I'm trying to think of the spot that I'm thinking of. No, it's if you're on the strip, it's too far. Okay. Well,
Yeah. Oh, it's like actually in Vegas. Vegas.
yeah, it's what's it called? Downtown Vegas, like Fremont Street, I think. What they is it downtown Vegas?
Oh, okay. I don't know what that is. All right, I'm gonna watch y'all play Contexto and learn what it is.
All right, Erica, thank you so
All
much
right.
for joining as always.
Bye, bye, Max.
Have a good
You
night.
can drop me, Dan.
Okay. Good night. Fremont Street is so underrated. Old Town Vegas, yeah. Yeah. Okay, Contexto. All right, so Contexto. All right, so here's the game. Okay. There's a hidden word that we're trying to find. And there's an AI program that ranks every word's relation to that word. So for example, if the hidden word is bark, the the word dog would probably be like 2 or 3 because the hidden word is number 1. The word wood would probably be like 2 or 3, etc. So we guess words and then try to find the hidden word based on how close our guesses are as determined by the AI. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn on text-to-speech, aka Angela, and then we are going to try to find the
At
hidden word
Roberto, what is
together.
a tree covered in?
Okay, Mac recommended we start with corn dog.
Steak. Nervous.
Doesn't know that word. All right, we'll go with corn.
Dan and Mock sitting in a tree.
Nervous.
At Neely light blue hard bark. Steak.
Steak.
Fair.
Fair.
Forest. Spanish. Ketchup. Table. Person. Fish.
Person's usually a
At
good
Erica
one.
__ Shante you win. House.
Okay,
Nervous.
getting closer.
Paint.
Okay,
Mustard.
so there are 906 words closer
Factory.
than person.
Hat.
But at least we're moving in the
Bark.
right direction.
Watch. Food. Child. Paper. Satin.
Okay, work.
Life.
Job.
Mother. Lumberjack. Home. School. Don't. Clock. Teacher. No.
Wait,
Top.
hold on 1 second, chat.
Me. Vacation. Nucleus. Secretary. Sean but not that Sean. Clothing. Actor. Career. Rock.
Okay, so
You were moving away.
work, yard work,
Office.
like yard,
Money. Gym.
construction.
Manager.
Oh, money's a good
Doc.
one.
Worker. School. Pants. Professional.
Work.
Taco. Midichlorian. Louise says G's. Office.
Professional.
ESL. Clock.
Yes.
Salary.
Salary.
Farmer. Vacation. Gym. Late stage capitalism. File. Newsboy. Garden. Ink. Pants.
Clothes.
Order 66. Employee.
Oh! Who said pants? Because that made me think clothes. Okay.
Office.
All right.
Function.
Okay.
Sky. Secretary.
All right. So there's only 29
Factory.
words closer. Here
Tariffs.
we go.
GID.
Sock. Yeah, let's do
Office.
pants.
Store. Tailor.
Dress.
Sock. I did. EXTRI. Read all about it.
Closet.
Uniform. Slacks. Shirt. Closet. Closet. Shirt. Manufacture. Label.
Ooh. Okay. Where?
Suit.
We did dress.
Blouse. Hanger. Tailor. Marriage.
Disrobe.
Blouse. Blouse.
No.
Tie. Label. Helmet. Tie.
Suit.
Style. Yarn.
Shower.
Shower. Fashion.
Tie.
Shoes. Fashion. Style. Hose. Sew. Organizer.
Like we have
Gift.
where, we have clothes.
Silk. Attire. Hat. Fashion. Style. Fitting.
Where?
Wardrobe. Shirt.
Did we do wardrobe?
Hager. Headband. Model. Cover. Try organizer. Blouse.
Right. Organizer.
Model. Doff. Dresser. Closet. Tie. Fashion.
Worn.
Garment. Down.
Oh, that's
Tailor.
it counts.
Worn. Mox gas.
Dresser.
Dresser. Sweats. Luggage.
Luggage.
Tailor. Button. Mannequin.
Button.
Cover. Costume. Laundry. Pocket.
Oh!
Dresser. I hardly know her.
Wait. Outfit.
Formal. Cotton. Closet.
Uniform.
This game is stressful.
No.
Cover. Blanket.
Was like a costume. Oh, Halloween.
Hoodie. OMGGG.
No,
Halloween.
no. Mask.
Cosplay.
Mask.
Cosplay.
Who got mask first?
Mask. Mask. Halloween. Stylist. Play.
This game is
Mask.
stressful. Wait. Let me turn off the.
Stylist.
Okay, I'm gonna turn off Angela for a second. Okay, so whoever said costume cooked, but then whoever got mask, W's in the chat. Was it Kit? The deck's still getting political. Oh, speaking of political, okay. I have an embarrassing story for y'all. It's not political, but when someone guessed tie, TIE, right? I almost misspelled it for a second. And that reminded me of a time back in 6th grade. Okay. In 6th grade, we were reading I think we were reading A Raisin in the Sun. Which is a good book. Or is it a play? Book based on a play or play based on a book? Doesn't matter. And tie as in like a necktie. So our homework was to pick out 5 words that that we were unfamiliar with, and then like look them up in the dictionary, and then write down the word and the definition. Okay. So 4 of the words were, normal. I can't remember what they were. They weren't memorable enough to the story. But the 5th of those 5 words, my teacher didn't give me points for. Because the word was necktie. And I read that as necktie. Necktie. I read it as necktie. It said he's wearing his new necktie to work. And I was like, what's a necktie? I've never heard of that before. So I Googled it and I was like, oh, I guess it's something you wear around your neck, like an ascot. Little did I know, that's just how tie is spelt. So like my teacher kind of roasted me about it. She's like, you don't know what a necktie is? And yeah, so y'all now have a little bit of Dan lore to add to the collection. You knew an ascot but not a necktie? One more round and then dinner is what Max said, and I actually think it's a great idea. Necktie. Yeah, literally necktie. Oh my god. I should start telling more teacher stories. I have some wild teacher stories. This is actually probably not. I guess this isn't a good story now that I think about it. At the time, it was interesting. All right, but you gonna make that guess crash out again? It was 6th, 7th grade? No, 9th grade. It was 9th grade. It was algebra. Okay. I got expelled for asking a COD question. That's wild. Okay. It was 9th grade algebra. And there was like an ongoing joke with like the teacher and this one kid that they were just beefing. I don't know what I don't know what it was, but it was funny. It was all in good fun, right? Like he'd make he'd be like a class clown a little bit, and and then she'd call him out, and then like the class would laugh. It's a whole thing. But then one time, like the class was like, she joked about like, if you keep talking, I'm gonna hold you up by your ankles or something like that. And then the class like peer pressured her to do it, and she did it. This is 9th grade. And I remember at the time thinking like, this is wild. But then like years passed and I was like, holy shit. That was uncalled for. That is not okay. How old are we in 9th grade? Like 13, 14? So she swole. I mean, she was big. She had some mass. Yes, trench bowl style. Yes, for anyone that's seen Matilda. Trunch? Okay, Trunch Bowl. I don't know why I brought up that story. All right, Contexto. Last round. Here we go. Oh, wait. Before the last round, let me see who we're going to raid. So that we can just do a swift raid. I can't tell who's live. People are in guest boxes. Does anyone have any raid recommendations? We're gonna do one last round of Contexto. Parker is live. We could raid Parker. We haven't raided Parker in a while. He doesn't need raid. Listen, he doesn't need raids, but every once in a while. I like Parker, by the way. I think he's a great guy. We could do that. One more Contexto though. What's for dinner today, Dan? I actually am not sure. Careful with those raid recommendations. What do you mean, Josh? Okay. So Kit, are you still here? Because we usually give the person who guessed it right the last round first guess in the next round. Also, we could take a look at the other words that were close here. Face, headgear, goggle, glove. We want a final Contexto. Yes. Looks like Kit is not here. Okay, so who is it that guessed pants? I'll give you the first guess. Because the pants guess cooked. Costume was better. Kit won and ran. Okay, Lisa, what's our first word? What are we doing? Bro,
Turtle.
you know what I love about the you know what I love about people like this? They always join when we're just chilling. We're just having fun. I saw. Thank you. We're just having fun playing games that activate our prefrontal cortex. And this guy is just mad. His guy won. Like what do you do? Why are you still upset? Shouldn't you be like rejoicing or something? Get a load of this guy. All right, anyway, turtle.
Wish.
Wish.
They're just bored BC, they can't read books. This is rejoicing for Mega. At Tokebro09 Hush. Sky. Captain. Dream. Neck. Birthday. Tea. Apple. They'll never be happy. Dream. Butterfly. Platypus. Dream.
Why do we keep
Turret.
saying dream? We already did it.
Color. Chris G is live. Apron. Genie. Birthday. Birthday. Cloud. Goal. Mars. Camp. Plant. Birthday. Spider. Cloud.
Y'all are gonna be the death of me. Wait, did Angela clock out? When did it stop?
Fountain.
Oh, there we go.
Star. Fairy. Aspiration. Baby. Star. Blood. Genie.
Ooh, okay. We're getting
Bone.
somewhere.
She hates us. Aspiration. Word. Star. Candle. Nervous.
We're trying to get close to baby
Child.
here.
Person. Year. Birth. Crib. Marriage. Fetus. Cute. Origin. Honey. Bottle. Bottle. Party. Grandparents. Iridocyclitis. Party. Labor. Bottle. Birth. Innocent. Little. Newborn. Crib. Cute. New. Siblings. Pill. Happy. Infant. Cry. Lineage. Cry. Toddler. Party. Swaddle. Diaper. Toddler. Regret. Doctor. Small. Little.
Girl's a little bit closer.
Small. Offspring. Family.
Kid.
Shower.
School.
Birth. Cell. Crib. Doll. Jeaner. Onesie. Party. Gender. Doll. Joke. Person. Child.
I think we did person.
Age. Infant. Play. Child. Childhood. Pinata. Headband. Party. Parasite. Kindergarten. Milk. Toddler. Goat. Goat. Sister. Parents.
We did sister.
Bow. Curiosity. Young. Brother. Swing. Princess. Elementary. Young. LeBron. Young. Princess. Tri-party. Pediatrician. Born. Milk. Play. Sentient. Puppets. Playground. Doll. Obama. Niece. School. Slide.
We did school.
Learn. Princess. Park. Toddler. Hopscotch. Game. Park. Dollhouse.
Park.
Park.
Did park.
Bus.
Bus?
Adopt. LeBron. Graduation.
We did goat already.
Imagine. Daycare. Adolescent. Babysitter. AR-15. Childhood. Family. Toddler. Niece. Princess. Dollhouse. Game. You. What if it's LeBron? Babysitter, babysitter. JFC. Toy. Juice. Toy. Toddler.
We did toy.
Fears. Playground. Vaccines. Newborn. Adolescent. Toddler. Juice. Parent.
I
Imagination.
spelled that right on my first try. That's pretty
Bassinet.
good.
Toddler. Game. Child. Fairy. You misspelled niece.
I misspelled it.
Pinata. Sticky fingers. Babysitter PLS Dan. Infant. Mask. Age. Juice. Girlfriend. Circus. Toddler. Boogers. Not Republican. Play-Doh. Dang it. Student. Ultrasound.
I think we
Fairy.
did student.
Progeny.
Toddler.
Nap. Age.
Ooh, toddler's not
Infant.
bad. Pregnant.
Lego. Game. Who associated kid with boyfriend? Library. Small. Nap. Barbie. Why is Angela ignoring me? Youth. Boogers. Daycare. Infant. Elder. At LRDC 02LMAOO. Crayon. Juice. Fairy.
Dewey's.
Progeny. At K. Infant.
Did we? I thought we
How
did
is it not
daughter.
daughter? Preschool.
Oh.
Boogers. Diaper. Boogers. Music. Formula. Art. Dan and Mock kissing. Pacifier. Watch it be totally off topic of kid.
I mean, there's
Sport.
still 64 closer
Father.
things. It is very
Teen.
possible.
Angela, say infant. Cousin. Child. Niece. Mom.
We did play.
Goat.
We
Dress.
did parents.
Play.
Shoe. Hair. We
Fairy.
did. Oh!
Shoe.
Oh! Who
Hair.
said shoe? Who
Childhood.
said shoe?
Care.
From
Formula.
downtown.
OAHIT. Imagine.
64 places.
What? OMGGG. Wow. WHAAA.
How was it shoot? Let's find
Snipe.
out. Wait,
How was it
closest
shoot?
words.
What? What the
Footwear,
heck?
sneaker, boot,
OMG.
sandal.
Sandro.
Wait, so let's see how it goes from
W. Neely.
kid.
W. Neely.
It was what,
That's crazy.
65?
WNEELYYY.
Kid. Wait,
W.
Gucci.
Neely, hard hands, hard hands, hard hands.
Gucci's a word, interestingly
okay.
enough. Kid size
Sandal.
style.
Curry from way downtown. Go shoe person. WWW.
That's so wild,
How
bro.
TF Neely lol. I just guessed shoe lol.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Now shout out whoever suggested it was far from kid. W. Neely.
Yeah.
From kid to Timberland is wild.
I mean, listen,
Good.
64 words is a lot of
That was
words,
random.
to be fair.
W. Neely. Neely 2.
Hurry from
So
half
many name
court.
brands.
That even surprised me. I didn't even process it. It said 1. I was like, wait, 1? That doesn't seem correct. Brian, that's a 3. Bang! Okay. We are going to do a raid, and then we're going to end the live. What's Chris talking about? Santana raid? Santana, just in time. Dan's ending our lives again. Oh, speaking of ending lives, YouTube and Twitch. Love you guys, but you know what time it is. Bye, Twitch. I'll see y'all on Thursday. It's called Contexto. Bye, YouTube.